line. All of a sudden, 5-man curse.
The strengths of a silencer showing its head very quickly. Bobica, we've seen the greed before. We've seen Coddles go Orchid pretty early. I think the last Coddle game, that Coddle game that Refuser played against Resilience, that Coddle went into an Orchid, if I recall.
He doesn't have recall ability anymore. You don't have to recall anything. It's, yeah, I think that this is a very specific item. You can make it work, especially if you have a mid laner like a Storm Spirit who is utilizing that Orchid, but I think in this one, they just want to be tanking up. Holy Locket, play the longer fights, even though they have some abilities on longer cooldown, like Morta Ulti, Beastmaster Roar, and Global Silence. They can still play the longer fights because they have Chakra Magic.
Yeah, that's going to be a potential issue, and Sentry from Bobica does spot the obs that was there for Vici, and look at the top lane. This has been the go-to thing. You walk to the lane, and you kill the range creep.
Yeah, both of the teams did it. Looking at the bottom lane, they also managed to kill that range creep immediately.
So what are the benefits of having that range creep that early on? Is it pushing in the lane, or is it securing that range creep? Because sometimes it's more difficult when the lane gets together.
It's much easier for you to CS as well once you take out one of these range creeps, and you're also pushing the lane underneath the tower, which makes it much more difficult for them to CS under the tower, and you're also opening up the space in these like 5-second window where you get to body block the big camp or try to pressure enemy position 5 so he doesn't get to do it, and you can body block the small camp so they don't get the pulse, they don't have to waste sentry.
Yeah, a lot of teams have been doing that, and it's very interesting. I want to attempt it in my pubs, but nobody listens, you know? Hey guys, I saw this really cool thing, let's do it. No. Is usually the answer I get.
Maybe you're muted, that's why, because of your bad behavior.
It's 12,000. Don't spread misinformation here. This isn't Truth Social. Mid lane is Paparazzi XM. This is a classic matchup of players. And surprisingly, you know, Paparazzi going up against his old logo, you know? The times when he was with Vici were some of the best times for him.
Oh, absolutely. This is his clan. This is his guild. He's doing a good job in the mid lane. 15 CS. This was always the strength of Paparazzi. He knew when to really push the limits of the hero. Yesterday he was playing Storm Spirit twice. It didn't really look that good. He was getting a lot of pressure from the enemy supports. And I think in this one, the two supports, 4 and 6 minutes in, they just need to completely rush and try to kill off this Pangolier. They need to play with him. Use this Chakra Magic, use the Curse, try to bring others to help out the Pango, who is, I'm not going to say struggling, but on the receiving end in this mid lane, and then maybe try to snowball from there. Bach in the top lane, also having a good amount of farm on this Brewmaster. Problem with this hero is he gets very tanky. This is a universal hero, and he still gets 3.2 strength per level. Maybe tied to him before being a strength hero as well. And with this build, like, you're sitting at 1000 plus HP 3 minutes in. A lot of the times you just don't have enough to be able to kill the hero. Plus the magic wand, plus potentially the Lotus that Jinkyu's holding. So definitely not going to be able to kill him.
A Concurse dead shot. Bounces off Bach, hits Jinkyu, but they do not get the kill. There was really pressure for more than just some poke damage that came through. Usually see a Midas picked up by these Brewmasters as well. Get that early Aghanim Scepter. Should still continue to be the case. Bobica moving away from the lane for a moment, going over towards the 4-minute Water Rune to try and snag something there. There was a Nightmare onto the Beastmaster, and now Shadow Fiend walking over, knowing he's alone, but the axes, it's actually a neutral creep kill.
Oh man, that really sucks. Like, you have to invest so much. Constant spam and then neutral gets him. Yang will get the healing salve off his own. He just needs to use the courier. It is also a walking courier that just delivered boots of speed to him. A lot of the times, boots of speed, you don't even purchase it on Beastmaster until you get Helm, but you're playing against Shadow Fiend, so you want to be able to not get hit by 3 raises.
AKA die in lane.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Cheeky deny there by Shiro. A lot of these guys, obviously all of Vici has played for Vici, but Yang used to be a staple at the Vici.
Yeah, all of the current players of Vici Gaming, they played for Vici.
Yeah,
Good statement, B-Cup.
Okay,
Yeah, well done.
you know what? There was more to that, but the first half of the sentence isolated out sounds really stupid.
It's a good build-up for what you're about to say.
But I'm talking about how Refuser, a lot of them are also Vici, so it's just the history of China that gets together. And the one thing is, Monet, he played for all the big rosters except for Vici, is what I was getting at. He played for LGD, Forever Young, so it was included there. Technically also CDC, those were at one point under the same umbrella. He played for IG, he's played for a bunch of these teams, and, you know, it's always interesting to see. Couple of raises on a Bobica. Shiro trying to get the kill and will get first blood. Blood grenade on to Yang, and the chase is on to try and get this second kill, but he's under the tower now. Good rotation from Y Innocence.
Good rotation, but also denying the rune in the mid lane. Polison, he was playing with the Ember Spirit. XM is level 6. Doesn't have a point in Rolling Thunder, so this Arcane Curse and Glaive's Last Word could actually cause some issues for him. Sitting at 60% HP, just use the Magic Wand as well. I wanted to see Coddle as well make a move to the mid lane and try to play from there, play with the Catapult, try to grab a kill. Haste Rune still available on Paparazzi. XM needs to be careful.
Yeah, Arcane Curse and the Last Word. They've got the silence, they'll get the kill. They'll take him out while Yang is being killed off bottom by the 3 heroes that are still there, trying to get control of this shrine area for the 7-minute mark.
Yeah, that's why I said that he has 3-3-0 build on Pangolier, which I don't like. A lot of times it's fine, but also they have no ways of really stun locking you, so putting a point in a Rolling Thunder at level 6 should have been his escape mechanism, because he kind of knew that at least one support is going to be playing with him with that Catapult wave, try to put some pressure. So good damage has been done onto that tower, but also looking at the bottom, Shiro is putting a lot of pressure onto that tier 1 tower. Which also opens up, if they manage to kill this tower, it opens up another entrance where Beastmaster wants to farm. So you could potentially come in from 2 different angles and then try to grab a kill on him.
Sent back over mid, taking some more damage, and Paparazzi moves towards Jinkyu to try and get this kill.
Top tower is under attack.
Nothing going their way just yet, as he's got a Remnant looking for this 8-minute rune. Y is going to be in the area, and Searing Chains, he's silenced, in some trouble. Illuminate comes in, but now the Rolling Thunder available to this Pangolier. And the Remnants will bounce. They'll try to get the Bane and should be able to do so. And that's going to be a -1 on the Bane as well. Inkyu's only level 5 and has about 33% of his health. And the Urn put on him, Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, Fade Bolt. But another kill here for Paparazzi. That's going to be a double.
Nicely done. They need to put this pressure onto the mid lane, try to grab some kills. And Shiro, he makes a rotation. First usage for the Brewmaster ulti. They grab a kill onto the enemy carry. Nicely done. At least every single time Vici Gaming, they are getting some kind of a trade.
Yeah.
Team Refuser always making the first move, and now Paparazzi in the bottom lane as well. That should be another kill.
Why, just back alive, and he is going to die again. Paparazzi getting yet another, and he'll have this Spirit Vessel ready to go.
Oof, that's a huge increase in the damage. It should also be the tower. Monet TP to the bottom lane. try to pressure maybe mid tower a little bit more. I like what I see on Jinpyu in terms of itemization, going for the Guardian Greaves, no Spirit Vessel of his own, no Essence Distiller. Straight up going for the Greaves just to tank up and most importantly remove the Global Silence so that he can counter-initiate.
Listen, will be spotted, telekinesis into a shield crash, swashbuckle kill. You get the tower up top, both teams losing their safe lane tower. And XM having to deal with that spirit vessel that was put on him by Paparazzi, who's still continuing to put the pressure on and stay in the face of these Vici heroes. At least for right now, they've been showing some success with it, but it is practically even at the moment. Yang almost done with that Helm the Dominator. Monet's in some trouble. But the dead shot lands, XM's unable to get that Rolling Thunder out immediately, and they're going to try and chase on him. Shield crash to jump over the steps, pierces the veil. Continues to run away, and XM's not going to chase this. The rest of his team was starting to show up, but Paparazzi cut them off the pass.
They're not getting the real value out of them. They are maybe forcing Pierce the Whale, but it's not the trade-off that you want to be getting. There was a Rolling Thunder in the mid lane where he also didn't get much done. So far, so good for Team Refuser. They are making the moves. Again, two supports playing with catapults. Shiro being very active, looking for an angle for this Requiem potentially, but they could see presence of the Dark Lord on themselves if they have lowered armor.
Requiem comes
no
through.
mana for Global. Just got
triple raise, but Why Innocence is going to be dead there to Paparazzi.
Paulison didn't do the match. I could definitely hear the comms because he used his abilities, and then he was the one begging for Chakra Magic. Give me some mana, because he needed enough to cast the Global Silence. And it does allow Ember Spirit to have this bit of a backup plan if he needs to get out. It should give him that extra bit of oomph that he needs sometimes to get out of the trouble once he dives in deep.
Inhibit with this Diffusal, but December feels like it has been free so far. Similar neutrals around the for the Dire side. A lot of Ash Legion shields.
Yeah, when that item was first introduced, I thought it was the way it was written. I thought it was only for yourself, and I thought like, wow, that's actually super strong. And then I went to the demo mode, and it works on everything. So yeah, one of the better ones, if not the best tier 1 neutral item in a lot of these situations. It lasts for a relatively long time. 6 seconds, allows you to disengage, and it's 160 physical. Against Pango, which everything is physical, against some right clicks from Shadow Fiend, right clicks from Panda, it does feel really nice.
You know, with the Yang continuing to farm up this triangle, he's picked up that Helm of the Dominator, and once the Helm of the Overlord, was thinking of going into a Bracer, but it has now switched that up.
Going into a Bracer?
That's what he had queued up. He was getting a Bracer after this Helm of the Dominator.
No, that's still from the laning stage. He definitely wanted to get that, and then got Boots of Speed, then you die once, and you're not getting a Bracer later on. Amplified damage available for Pango. No Boots of Speed available yet. It's coming on the Courier. But they want to make a move. They already killed the tower in the top lane. Global Silence is on cooldown for another 30 seconds. If they're keeping the track on that, they could try to make a move, maybe a bit of a wraparound. Problem is, they really don't have that much to lock down this Ember Spirit, because your Bane is still level 5.5, so he needs another like 2 creep waves to be able to be level 6. And while he gets that, Global Silence is going to come off cooldown. Rubik, lift, no stolen spells yet. So that's pretty much the only thing that can stop them from getting away. Rolling Thunder, we saw it not being as effective, especially against Huerta. Monet, he might be the first point of contact here.
See if they can get him. Swashbuckle, inhibit, pierce the veil. But Bach is here and will get the kill on Monet. They will catch him. Still pierce the veil. So there's that. Adds a curiosity to the stack. And now Remnant forward to the Searing Chains onto Y. as an Illuminate gets the finishing blow to kill off this Bane. They are TPing a lot of heroes in. Bobica as well as Paparazzi are in pretty deep. They've used the Primal Split. They'll get the kill on Bobica. They'll take the cutoff. And maybe look for more. Yang's going to be stunned up. Can they catch up to this Beastmaster? Oh, Hurricane himself to try and get a distance away from this Broodmaster, but it's just not enough. With XM coming with the Swashbuckle, the damage is overwhelming, and Yang's going to be killed off as well. So 3 heroes end up dead if you include Monet in the mix from top, and it's a good fight for Vici.
If Brewmaster gets the split off, that fight is kind of won for them, because 2 supports, again, they don't deal well with any of the summons. I think same can be said for Radiant team as well. And Beastmaster, he died 2 times already. This Helm of the Overlord is going to be massively delayed. He still needs 2.2k gold to get it. Brewmaster's going to have Aghanim Scepter by the time he gets it. And then if he gets the split off before the fight, before the Global Silence, I feel like the fight is over. You're not going to be able to kill level 3 Brewlings.
Shiro, Global, stopping him from getting that Requiem off. He's still alive for a moment longer, but eventually just too much for him to handle, and Polison's going to get that +2, and that's going to be a -2 for the Shadow Fiend.
Easy math. Well done, Benjamin. Really proud of you.
Yeah, I am too. Honestly, sometimes, you know, the math is difficult
you really
for me.
surprise me sometimes.
Yeah. I that's what I do best, right? Surprise you.
Usually in a bad way, but this time around, you really nailed it. Global Silence on cooldown for another minute and a half. This is where they should start to make another move. They have Primal Split available in 30 seconds. Shadowfiend, he should continue to farm up, get this Manta style as fast as possible. All of these smaller defensive items, like by smaller, I mean, when you look at his inventory, he's building multiple items at the same time, getting Falcon Blade, Yasha, Dragon Lance, and then eventually he's gonna start turning that into bigger items. I said items. That was very smart. This is like I started speaking like Gollum.
Yeah, I know this is mine. Sometimes you surprise me, Lacoste, with the words that you use. Closing in on this Aghanim Scepter, 1,400 gold away for it for the Brewmaster. You know, that's a big point, especially when it lines up with your level 12.
Yeah.
Which it usually does. The timing with Brew just seems, honestly,
It's synced
really
up
good.
nicely. Yes. Also, I don't know why his level 10 talent is plus 13 Brewling's base damage. Like, where did we get 13 from? It just makes no sense. It's just
Roll a d20.
It's just a really weird number.
Dire's bottom tower.
And rolled a d20 for initiative, and that was the number that they got.
I can't remember if it was a 15 and then like they thought 10 is too low, so we gotta
Split the difference.
reduce it. Yeah, split the difference and, and round it up. Paparazzi still yet to die in this game. 5-0 and 2 shield rune available on him. Also has a good backup coming up from Keeper of the Light with Ash Legion shield. Holy Rocket charges are ramping up and also holding on to 2 Lotuses. So a lot of sustain on their side.
Long Nightmare for the Silencer. Going into the Silencer, by the way, 4031 on the build, no glaives.
Yeah, if you don't get to use glaives in the laning stage, you completely skip it. There's no reason to get it. It's mostly like level 1 spell where you're trying to zone out, be very annoying in the lane. Oh, hello there, SF. How you doing?
Looks like he's doing the absolute cinema SF right there. Somebody screenshot that. That is the absolute cinema SF. It really is. Oh my god, it's actually perfect. This is great. I love this Arcana.
Don't
I
leave
think
him
it's one of the best.
It's the double high five.
Oh hell yeah! Just hit a home run in softball, double high five. Gotta make the high five sound if that picked up on the mic, but
It did, unfortunately. Yeah.
What do you mean?
It wasn't too loud.
Unfortunately? Yeah. I know my sounds. I know not to be too loud. I got neighbors sleeping. It's early. Looking at all the items. We were talking about the Brewmaster. That Ags is now 600 gold away, and he's 600 experience away from being level 12. It's all lining up. That wasn't good math, so don't show the numbers, but...
They will have
more like 400.
basically 5 items synced up at the same time. You will have Rubik with Mech, Brewmaster with that Aghanims that you talked about, Pango with the Blink, and Manta on Shadowfin. So a lot of these things are going to be syncing up, and even just a casual Pavis on Bane is going to give them that extra bit of survivability that they need, because they need to match survivability on the other side. Like, all they have to do is survive Global Silence, and if they don't lose 1 or 2 heroes, I think Vici Gaming has a really upper hand in these fights, especially if Brewmaster is not the one who's getting focused. If he gets the split off, they don't have enough damage to kill off these Brawlings. Muerta right now doesn't feel too comfortable just standing her ground and taking the fight, especially against the Brawlings. Plus, also, one of the Brawlings can also be... Oh, that's a big brain. It's a massive alien brain on Bane.
Must be really smart.
Yeah, from all those brain saps that he uses. And this reminds me, like, his belly reminds me of Aegis. It looks like kind of Aegis itself. His rib cage.
I could see it. I get what you're going for here. Isn't there a cosmetic that makes it look like that? Or am I wrong? Artists, work on that. But yeah, I could see, yeah. We're doing it. Man, Obs is on it, making the comparison. But now that you've clicked on Bane and showcased, you don't have the Aegis down there anymore. But they were showing everything that they needed to prove you correct.
Yeah. Let's see who's going to be the first one picking up Bane's belly from Roshan.
That sounds like an item. Bane's belly. Somehow in my brain, I was thinking of Bane's jelly, which brought me back to Royal Jelly, the old neutral.
Oh, man, you could use this globally. I think we upgraded it one time, so you could have used it globally. Before, I think you could have only used it on yourself. Or you could only use it on others, and then we swapped that you can only use it on yourself, and that's why people got really hyped about it.
Well, because it had 2 charges at one point, didn't it? And I think your cores always asked for support
you had 2
for
charges. So yeah, you always gave one to yourself, and then you gave it to somebody else.
Or if your cores were super greedy, it was like, you don't get a charge, even though it's yours. It's all for us.
Man, there's some really nice-looking teeth on Dota creatures, and some really bad ones.
Nice-looking what?
Teeth. The one on Ancient Black... Yeah, the one on Ancient Black Dragon... those things are nasty. It's Tuesday, innit, mate?
Go get myself some beans on toast. Wow. What a meal, guys.
But a nice haircut, though, on Mr. T, a.k.a. Beastmaster. I don't know if you watched that show. It's a really old TV show. I don't know what his superpower was. I think it was just called Mr. T. It was, let me just Google that real quick.
Because Mr. T was on the A-Team, I believe. That was a different show. Where's my favorite neutral while we're looking around?
Yeah, he was a professional wrestler as well.
Mr.
You should know about
was
it.
he?
Yeah, Mr. T, yeah.
You guys go to the bottom left of the map.
Don't show Ogre Frost Mage. This is some 18+ content that we showed on screen. Don't show it again. Yeah, there's the best one, the best looking guy.
Is.
I think I wanted to change my profile picture on Steam, but
it's been the same profile picture for like ever, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been El Recitas, the KW guy. But if I ever change my profile picture, it's gonna be the Kobold guy. He looks way too gangster.
And I think that sentence that you just said is everything you need to know about you. In just the KW guy. Sorry. Sleight of Fist Searing Chains the catch onto this Rubik. They will get the kill. Paparazzi still unkilled, but 6-0-2, making him unstoppable. He's having a really good game. Really, really good game. But like you said, the item timings are going to match out where they get the Manta, the Blink, the Ags, and the Mechanism. But we say that's going to be a good timing. And after that kill on Rubik, they go right into Roche.
They're also showing heroes in the top lane. Shiro did show, knowing that they don't have a tier 1 tower to TP2 in the bottom lane, and most importantly, no tier 1 tower in the mid lane, so they can't really react as quickly unless they TP straight away. And it's going to be Paparazzi picking up the Aegis, even though he didn't die a single time. He does have that Kaya to increase some of that damage, and he's super tanky. Having Coddle behind him, lowering the cooldown of his abilities, having Global Silence behind him, 25 Holy Locket charges, it's way too much. Plus also he has enchantment that gives him 150 HP plus the essence ring, so even 400 HP just from the neutral item, plus the extra bit of a regen and the shield. So it's going to be super difficult to kill Ember Spirit, and also one of the reasons why he's changing his item build. In this one, most of the time your item will be Mage Slayer. In this game, it's really not that good. It's not that good against the supports. It's not that good against Brewmaster, Shadow Fiend. Pango's fine, but I really like that he went for a different route to have slightly more damage, and also he's going to have a way of being protected of his zone once he gets to that BKB timing.
Ember's got that Bane's Belly going into BKB. There's the full Mjolnir finished off for Martha.
Radiant.
What are they going to do with this Aegis? We'll have to see. They are grouped up towards top. Smoked up is Pelosin, at least for the moment, but might run into the Bane. Bane gonna see Paparazzi, but the Searing Chains, the last word, the curse, is a big problem for this Bane. They will get the kill. He's dead for 30, but they lose the Aegis on Paparazzi. And they set up the Requiem timing. No, the dead shot from Monet stops it. Now the Global Silence, the Remnant over to the side. Shiro's gonna be dead. They pierce the veil. They'll take out Pelosin. But Yang looking over at these Brewlings. Can they get this Pango out? They'll get the kill on XM. And Bach might be in some trouble as they are gonna try and chase. Rubik on the run as well. Bobica chasing Bach. Deadshot misses. He's gonna come back to form in just a moment. And they are slowed up, so Monet can't catch up to Bach. He will survive.
Very good fight for Team Refuser. Even though they lost Aegis almost instantly, we saw Shadowfiend 3 or 4 times so far trying to use Requiem, and he's very patient on Pelosin, waiting until he almost uses it, then he cancels it, then he tries to Manta, uses it again, then he gets hit by a dead shot. So very difficult game for Shadowfiend to get the Requiem off. It felt like he's still gonna need like another item to be able to get himself out of the trouble, and that's going to be Hurricane Pike. Manta style is definitely not enough.
Not enough right now, and needs that extra bit. Bach lost his courier. He's going for a Blink Dagger. That was one of the items that I feel like Jiang Yu, when he was playing this Brewmaster, really upped his output. Able to kind of jump in and use that Thunderclap, have that Cinder Brew, have that ability to just put the damage on and be ready to go with that Primal Split. They're looking to fight this Shrine, and they've silenced up the Brew already. Shrine's going to be stolen by Monet. Fiend's Grip through all the way for Yang. But where's the damage follow-up? Rolling Thunder finally comes in. Yang still alive, goes to the Primal Roar. That's going to be onto the Bane, and Shiro's going to be half health. They pierce the veil off to the side. Shiro trying to get away. The Nightmare save. No! Searing Chains are there. They get the kill on the Shiro. They'll end up losing Yang. They want to take out the Bane, but he just survives. Monet ends up dead.
They want
A
to
bad fight so far for Vici. Fadebolt takes out Pelosin. The chase is on for Paparazzi and Bobica, but they will not catch up initially. And then Paparazzi, Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains should make sure that he's able to escape.
Yeah, this time around they have the high ground advantage in that fight, and they also finally get the grip off, knowing that Global Silence is still on cooldown. Rubik is the one who's actually dealing the most damage. Having these wild axes, being able to spam it out constantly, feels really good. And this time around, they have extra bit of survivability. Guardian Greaves kicking in, extra bit of regen, that heal. It's also going to be a very good way of just disjointing some of these fights. If he can get the Guardian Greaves during Global Silence and maybe get the Shard. I see that he has Shard queued up. Nobody killed Tormentor yet, so want to see if they're going to be able to shift towards bottom lane, but again, Global Silence is available, and I could see Team Refuser just go for it right now. So he'll have to invest his own gold, so you'll have like a double save. Might need to actually pick up Shard first, so whoever gets initiated on by Beastmaster, by Shearing Chains, can easily be lifted up even during the Global Silence with the Guardian Greaves.
They're set up here to go for this Tormentor, but the side of Vici, they're showing up. I don't know if they're going to be quick enough for this. Doesn't look like it. Just a bit short on the timing, which is unfortunate for Vici. Shard is there for the Silencer, who does finally have points in the glaive.
Yeah, not the best Shard. You would definitely prefer to have it on Coddle. Extra bit of a heal, and also 2 Solar Bind charges, so that's
that feels
very
so
difficult.
good.
Yeah, compared to your glaives bouncing around, which is almost nothing. It's like you're never hitting heroes as a position 5 silencer up until maybe there's 3v3 left or something. And his inventory also looks very weird. He has a nut and just some branches and consumables. I don't know, it's just the colors of these items just look weird.
That's what's putting you off, the color of the items.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
just the Ironwood nut.
No, it's
That's
the yellow
throwing you
nut.
off.
I
Yeah.
think that's the issue.
That's yellow? I mean, it's a yellow aura, but it's a green nut.
Yeah, maybe
will decide.
it needs slightly more time to
Just to
marinate.
get right.
Yep, exactly. And Paparazzi, again, still yet to die. Now he does have a BKB available, and there's going to be a 3 BKB timing relatively soon on Team Refuser. Monet definitely needs one. He's the only one who doesn't have it at the moment, because Brewmaster is going to try to take you out. Use that Cyclone on top of you immediately after the split, and they might need to pop a BKB just to make sure that the damage is going to come through. Later in the game, you're going to need to be afraid of Murta right-clicking, her Gunslinger proccing, the only procs against the rulings. Sure, they are tanky, but eventually there's going to come a point in this game where you're not going to feel too comfortable playing around Murta because your rulings are going to die so quickly.
Vici have responded. They've come down towards bottom, but they haven't made an attack yet on to this Dire team, who will go through the Twin Gate. They forced them down bottom. Now they'll move towards top, manipulating the movements here of Vici quite well to open up the map for themselves. Farm up those BKBs and all. Paparazzi, the artist formerly known as Eurus, when he was carrying back in those days for Elephant, he's looking for an Ags.
Never liked that nickname.
Never
I
liked
don't know why.
Eurus?
No.
He used to go by Yuno. That was an older
That was
nickname.
okay. Paparazzi's too good of a nickname.
It's a great
And also,
yeah.
I also tied to Elephant Time, which was one of the greatest disasters
Fiend's
that
Grip?
I've seen a Chinese team have.
Little silence, and now looking to kill off Bach. He's silenced still, and now going to be silenced again, unable to get a split off. Last word, ending up proccing right as that global silence wore out. And now they're going to go for more. BKB popped by Paparazzi. Still chasing Nightmare. Why? Stays alive. Telekinesis save from Jinkyu to throw back this Shiro Shadow Fiend. And they only get one, but it's a big one in taking out that Brew.
Yeah, this is why I said during the draft, if we go back, that I would love to see a Lotus Orb buyer coming out from the offlane, something that can make this work. Once he gets to a point where he has his BKB, he's gonna be fine, but that's still a lot of items that you need to have. This is actually his first death. Maybe they thought that he has some kind of a backup behind him. Maybe the lift from Rubik that's gonna be able to save him with the Guardian Greaves. He was tanky, but then he got silenced again, so it wasn't really enough.
Smoke play. Now trying to respond is Vici. Solar Crest
Radiant
finished
are
for
scanning.
Y. Can they find anybody? Bach needs this BKB. You can see he struggles to get that split off, especially if the timings of the silences are right.
Yeah, he needs block KB.
Yang
does have BKB of his own.
TP attempt, and nothing to really stop that. Level 4 Razorback stolen here from the Rubik, and he could just have himself a familiar to work with. That's kind of cool. He'll have it push out the bottom lane. Now they smoke on Dire, knowing that that smoke was used by Vici doesn't get him anything, but they smoke his 5. Knowing that the BKB is currently down for Yang, so we'll see how much that'll affect this Beastmaster. Invis Rune picked up, that was spotted by the Razorback of Rubik, and they're in on Roche. Going for this, having this minus armor and trying to get this Aegis. It's not gonna roar, so they don't know, but they are smoked up, they are nearby, trying to make a move, Sleight of Fist searing chains. Primal Split's going to be committed immediately. Now the BKB's going to be popped by Paparazzi. They're going to try and get this Aegis. Picked up by Paparazzi and killed off by the Dire. Global Silence gets used. Telekinesis save onto this Shadow Fiend. Throwing up in front of the high ground. He's going to try and TP out. He'll escape. But Primal Split was used. Rolling Thunder comes in. Aegis again for Refuser. Do not give up this Roche. Cyclone onto Paparazzi. They all escape on the side of Vici, but they do not get their objective.
Beautifully executed. They refuse to get this Roshan let go. Perfect timing from Paparazzi. He goes in, gets the last hit on Roshan, picks up the Aegis, and again, he's going to be holding it. So all of that damage, all of that time, Vici Gaming, they were not getting much done because it also got stolen. Now they're ready to go for the high ground potentially. Monet's BKB also got delivered prior to the fight, right when they were about to engage. Not gonna push it. They still don't want to risk it. Maybe waiting until BKBs are back online. Beastmaster gets his roar. Global Silence is available in 60 seconds.
That could have been a turning point for Vici. They really were trying to get that Roche, and unfortunate for them. Now puts them even further behind with an Aegis in the hands of the man who hasn't died just yet. 8-0-4. And Refuser putting the pressure on as they sit in the triangle and they continue to put these lanes forward.
Radiant's top tower is under
I wonder what the answer is for Vici, and these BKBs are, well, the next BKB for Brew is going to be coming out soon. You still got the split off of that last fight, but even getting the split and having all those options with the Rolling Thunder, it just wasn't enough, Lacoste. Vici, you're struggling in these fights.
They are. They need a lot of stuff done during the Rolling Thunder, during Primal Split. If they're not getting the kills, Refuser, they will reset. Even without the BKBs, they can still take the fight with these prolonged team fights, resetting the fight with Global Silence, Force Staff, Lotus Orb, Hold the Lock, and multiple heals coming out from Coddle.
Rolling Thunder.
They gotta have one chance. XM, he's in already. Monet pops the BKB.
Early BKB. Paparazzi doesn't lose that Aegis, ends up able to redden it away. Doesn't lose that first life. They're going to pierce the veil. They've used the Primal Split. They're going to jump forward. Yang, he's right there with him with the BKB, but doesn't exactly have the target to go for just yet. Sleight of Fist, and now the Lotus used on the Telekinesis. The Global Silence comes out from the silencer. They're going to chase. They're going to try and get these heroes. Monet sitting with about half health. Fade Bolt in. Bot going forward. Trying to get the kill on Monet, and will take out this Muerta. Now looking over at Paparazzi, takes out the Aegis. A good fight for Vici. Can they time out the Requiem? It hits him. They've got the fear. It's onto the Ember. They'll finally get a kill on a Paparazzi. A very good fight from Vici. They finally hold.
They finally hold because of the reason that we just said. Brewmaster, they need to get stuff done with the Primal Split. They need to be able to go in, create a bit of a chaotic environment so that Shadowfin can actually get the right clicks in. And this time around, he manages to do it. Now, his right clicks really hurt. Level 20 talent, Necromastery, plus extra 5, and also he has Serrated Shiv, Alert 1. Casual Crystallis that he's going to turn into Daedalus, so they want to have that, and the way that they're itemizing is they need to have that explosive damage. They want to be able to kill the heroes straight away, and also they put Paparazzi in a position where he's quite low. It was a really good Lotus Orb coming out from Boboka, but still not enough. You can see that Monet, because he popped the BKB relatively early, he can't just stand his ground and fight against the Brewlings, and then the chase comes out, and very nice Requiem, nicely timed coming out from Shiro. And they also managed to find this Beastmaster in the backlines almost killed him. If that Requiem was slightly more to the east, it would be able to connect, and just a tiny bit of it would just push him away, which would result in a kill. And they just got a lot of gold. XM, he kind of needs a dispel of his own. They can all rely on Rubik to make sure that he's going to be getting the defensive lifts off. So multiple ways of disengaging the fight during the global silence. Disperser, remove the global, and then you can start rolling in.
Taking a look at the graph, it's back and forth, and gold lead still holding true for Refuser currently. See how much that holds up, though, as we continue on. 'Cause it's been, what, most 4K just a moment ago in the biggest lead, and 60-40. Yeah, just under 5. 60-40 is kind of tight. Game could go anybody's way, and now both these teams just looking to kind of farm up the next item. As Beastmaster is looking for a Blink Dagger, and you can see Silencer is looking for a Refresher. He wants that double global, which is something that I think that they could really benefit from, because the initial global silences are good, but if they don't get anything from it, we saw in that previous fight that Vici are just ready to move forward and go, knowing that there isn't really much to stop them.
Yeah,
but another shard.
He's changing his item build. Instead of getting the 4-staff, second global silence is going to have much higher impact. And you always have GPM bonuses. You have level 2, tier 2 enchantment, tier 3 as well, 100 GPM. Now it's going to start to kick in. Sitting at already 3k gold. With the next fight, if they win it, that's going to be a refresher for the next fight. I think eventually this game's going to last long enough until you need to be aware of playing against double global silence. Problem is also that like Silencer became much stronger because of the nerfs to BKB, the nerfs to Refresher, where you can't refresh your items. So having a double global silence is very difficult to deal with. You need multiple ways of dispelling things, and we saw Partisan's brand being a very strong item for a good reason. It's just an item that increases insane amount of damage, 9%.
Rolling Thunder. Global Silence gets used initially, and Fox gonna have to run back. He popped his BKB. Yang doesn't have that Primal Roar anymore. They'll start to retreat on the side of Refuser, but they've got the stun. It's on a Boba. They get the kill onto the Kato, and now they look over at Pelosi, who's gonna be the second. No, he's able to escape for a moment. It gets out of the hands of these heroes, but Yang's dead. They lose two who do not have buyback. Pelosi's gonna die inside his base as the Primal Split allows Bach to just dive this tier 3 tower, and Vici now have themselves a net worth lead and control the game.
They're getting way too much out of these fights. Again, it comes down to whether Brewmaster is getting the split off, and the chase is going to be there with the Rolling Thunder and everything. So it does feel much easier for them now to take the fight, because Ember Spirit damage, it's not really existent. This is not explosive damage anymore. It's more damage over time. At these early engagements, he was okay, but right now you are lacking some. Beastmaster, he's also not the damage, so most of the damage is going to be coming out from your Muerta, who needs to deal all that damage during her BKB timing, and if she isn't, it's not enough.
Jumping forward, Paparazzi, Deadshot, Fiend's Grip now, nothing to stop it. There's no global. Paparazzi just dove in to die. Oh no.
Man, I was his biggest fan up until this point. Lotus Orb, I think it didn't come on time, so maybe there was a bit of a miscommunication. There was a really good Lotus Orb from the Boca in that fight on the left side near the tier 2 tower, and now this game completely flipped. It says 6k gold lead for Vici Gaming, but to me this feels more like a 20k gold lead at this point.
What was once a 60-40 for Refuser is now a 70-30 for Vici, and that was just a minute or two ago.
Yeah, in the last like 3-4 minutes, Shadow Fiend got his Daedalus and is going to have Satanic. Brewmaster will have AC. Shiva's on Pango. A lot of armor and a lot of ways of slowing them down, providing vision, amplifying damage on your Shadow Fiend. I don't know if they can come back into this game anymore. It just feels like they had the window, and something that we said during the draft is you need to have heroes who can actually put the pressure onto the towers, because you have Ember Spirit. A lot of the times you aren't able to close out the games. This AC also came slightly later for Yang. This is the big timing for him. So you can actually push the buildings. And now Shiro, Solar Crested, AC, Feast of Souls. Insane amount of attack speed coming out from him.
Biggest issue too, Pelosin, he wanted that refresher. We talked about one more fight and he might have it, but since then he's died a couple times. He's actually got less gold towards it now than he did before.
That's how it works. If you die, you lose gold.
That is true. And he's died a couple times recently, back to back, and this refresher is just getting further and further away. He wants to hold for buyback, knowing that if he dies before using global, he wants to be able to buy back and come back in with that global silence. So he's always got to hold that gold. And it's a bit troublesome when the idea is to get this big item as a position 5 that's just not really gaining the gold that you'd like.
This game completely flipped. That fight near the tier 2 tower was pretty much the beginning, potentially off an end. You can see that they're struggling right now. They need another damage item on Muerta. Monet is going to have that MKB for the next fight, but doesn't seem like they're going to be able to take the fight inside the Roche fight. Even the second Roche fight it went perfect for Refuser. They are the ones that got the last hit. Paparazzi picked up the Aegis. This time around, it's going to be Shiro holding it, and it's a third Roche relatively early on. So refresher available for Brewmaster. Double primal split. If he gets the first split off, Shadowfin can just siege the buildings and they can try to play the fight from there.
And now it sits at that moment where it's like, all right, I could just primal, like you said, primal split and go. And there's no answer. The poke, you hit that point in the game where you could just poke for free.
Yeah, this is pretty much like you are playing when you have some Monkey King level 25, where you know that you can easily zone them out. They can't really get close, and Primal Split about to wear off, but he has another one if needed. Let's see if he decides to use it, if he wants to pop the refresher. Aggressive force stabs.
Jump in from Bach, silence, global silence comes in. Is it going to be enough to get any of these kills? They're trying to get the damage here on the Bach, but they just do not have enough. Monet is not getting it out, but he still has the silence. Can they finally kill him now? They do. 85 seconds. Fiend's Grip, Paparazzi caught. No help right now for him. He just gets ripped apart by Shiro. Buyback committed. Bobica dead. Shiro's going to lose that Aegis. But can they kill him a second time?
BKB and Requiem.
Shiro, BKB, Nightmare, Paparazzi just fought back. The Requiem's going to come in. It hits on a Monet! Oh, dear. That's going to be the Muerta gone. They'll get the kill on a Pelosin. They're going to look for more. If this is a death on a Paparazzi, he just fought back. It's an ultra kill for Shiro, trying to get the Rampage. They'll send him forward to get the damage out to get the Rampage. And the GG call. Vici clean up at the end and take game 1.
Yeah, I think this shows resilience of a team, like decision-making when they need to take the fights, item timings, how they want to sync up, dodging some of these early fights as well. When they...
We'll see how it goes in game number 2, as they both teams kind of flexing a couple of these picks, right? Like Largo was at the end of that draft, pushed into the 5. Jinkyu put it onto this Windrunner, and they are now into these support roles, and all 5 heroes from the side of Vici are going to go bottom if they smoke all the way out and across to try and find any of these heroes on Refuser. Consumable gold spent up there for Jinkyu. They do smoke, both teams smoking up.
30 seconds to battle.
Oh, I love this, what I see. I like what I see. This is something that I talked about a lot. This is something that we talked about yesterday as well, is no healing reduction at some of these early levels. And I see Jinkyu with Orb of Frost. I think this is the item that you want to pick up, because they have 4 range heroes. So it's 13% slow against range and 13% health restoration, which is going to come in super handy with all of these heals that they do have.
Bayern's picked up 2 for 1, and now we'll catch you lick on to Jinkyu for a second, but it ends up being 2 for 2. XM taking that first level in Blink. So Quamp going to be working with Blink here, first level static remnant for the Storm. Paparazzi's been doing really well over mid. It's just the fall off that he's been having that causes him to lose his impact, and it wasn't exactly the loss of impact, it's just he got overwhelmed in game number 1 towards the end.
Ran out of steam. He didn't have much damage that he could pump in, and also damage from Shadow Fiend became overwhelming. This bottom lane is not going to be easy for Alchemist and Silencer. Like, all the damage that you have is going to get out-healed by Necro, and also with Chakra Magic lowering the cooldown. Pretty infinite mana coming out from Necro. Want to see how much of an impact Yang is going to have. I like what I see from his build. No shenanigans, just straight up into Radiance. This is how you need to play the offlane Necro. And we're playing in very
Ace
aggressive.
is on. Survives with 5 health. Just barely surviving there for Y, and then mid you can see a lot of damage being done here on a Paparazzi as you get that level 2 and putting it into the Shadow Strike against this Storm.
We saw the same exact matchup yesterday where he played it against Yakuto Brothers, and he went for 0-2-3 build because he was forced to get a blink this time around. Level 1, you don't get to use Scream of Pain if you're the range creep level 1, so now he's putting in more pressure with this Shadow Strike. This is the old school kind of counter to Storm Spirit. This matchup definitely changed in the recent years, but we've seen Queen of Pains mostly putting points in Scream of Pain and just making sure that she's getting the farm, because this is a very risky one. If you're not getting really the trade, and he's going in, he picked up the Water Rune actually, he's gonna kill him.
Yeah, this should be first blood, and Paparazzi is alive for a second, but will eventually die. XM getting that first blood, working with that level 2 in the Shadow Strike, and also has that other Water Rune to pick up if he wants to grab both. And that's exactly what he's going to do.
He definitely got surprised by it, because usually this is not the build that you go for. It was before, but people completely stopped doing that, and we had this discussion yesterday where, like, you get a point in Scream of Pain, then maybe you get a point in Dagger, and it's too late. So he already has Bottle, he's the one pushing out the waves as well, and then he can pick up the Water Rune himself. You don't have a point in Blink, so you can't go for this type of an aggressive play, and XM seems like he learned a lesson from yesterday.
How much is this going to affect Paparazzi? Can he get a second kill on a Paparazzi? He is pressuring him continually. Now finally has that first level in Scream. And you can just see the damage that's being done here. And has 2 sips left on that bottle, which you'll have to consume. But if the Water Runes continue to be controlled by XM, this Storm is going to have a very difficult time. So curious to see if Vici send anybody over mid to try and secure and stop this Storm from filling that bottle. They're going to send Jinkyu over to try and get the top Water Rune, while XM going to sit towards the bottom Water Rune and go for that. He's just going to control it here, and this is a big problem for Storm. Even needing a power shot.
He needs to go back. I'm not sure if he needs to go back and try to farm this camp or find a rune. Shinkyu's actually going to steal it. So he can't even refill the bottle. Orb of Frost, a couple of right clicks, could slow him down, plus the power shot. Shinkyu knows exactly where Paparazzi wants to farm.
You'd see him just leaving that lane solo for the Pangolier. And this is good. Solo experience here for the Pango, at least up against Monet and Pelosin, should be all right. As long as they can shut down this Storm Spirit. But now coming back to lane, he's going to be about a full 2 levels behind. This could be a real big issue if he dies again.
level 6 against level 4, even level 5, it doesn't really matter. And you can also expect Queen of Pain to potentially make a rotation to the bottom lane because you know that they want to play aggressive. They want to be coming in and using this Goat Shroud dive underneath the tower with Dead Pulse.
Sonic Wave.
Straight up dead after the blink. Even Jinkyu's here. He needs some kind of a help.
Yeah. Blood Grenade. Jinkyu looking for the help to get this kill, and that's exactly what it'll do. Pelosin can't do anything for it. And even throwing this obs under the tower. And Pelosin, if he's not too careful, he might die, but Jinkyu gets pulled in with Catchy Lick and loses his life.
They'll take anything
rune
they can get.
will be top. It's going to be an invisibility rune, which he'll be able to blink to and refill that bottle and get that invis. Pelosin sitting here, not a lot of health. I want to be careful. XM dominating this mid lane. Breaking up that stun, trying to get a kill here onto Yang. Arcane Curse, Blood Grenade, but he'll go into the Ghost Shroud.
He could have
They're
TP'd
still
out
trying to get this
during the
kill.
Ghost Shroud. They didn't have
Another
anything
blood
left. No stuns.
Oh my god,
this
another
one-
Blood Grenade.
Yeah, this
That was
one's on
3
Yang.
Blood Grenades. This is not a good start for this game. In any way for Refuser. Losing your offlaner, your mid's getting beat down. Is 2 levels behind. XM's gonna make the rotation for this 7-minute shrine. And there's really not much stopping them in getting this shrine. If they were to somehow catch this courier, that would be the worst part. But XM gonna blink forward. Bobica now hit with that Shadow Strike and the screen. They don't get the shrine. They actually get both shrines for the side of Refuser. Ball lightning in. Jinkyu's dead. Catchy Lick on XM. Vici.
Finds the
TP.
spot.
Just not. Oh, the Frog Stomp! They know it hit him.
He's pretending that he's not there.
Uh-oh. Oh, and the Reaper Scythe!
This is just a
boy.
disastrous fight for Vici. What have you done? Like, everything was going their way, and suddenly, like, Stormfrit, he's not gonna say back immediately, but he can play with Chakra Magic easily. He can farm some of the stacks, and most importantly, Yang, he is on top of the network at the moment. He's purchased Talisman of Evasion. Casual one, because you don't have to. Like, you don't have to go for Relics straight away. You're still getting the value out of Talisman. 15% evasion, that's feeling really nice. And getting an early Reaper Sight charge, which is pretty good for him. Somebody who's also struggling that we haven't really talked about is Bach in this offlane. He's the one who's not getting too much farm. Your shield crash, it's getting dispelled immediately by a Catch-a-Lick, so he can't really put pressure, he can't really play aggressive. Shiro, Phase Boots available for him, plus Soul Ring, 2k gold lead already for Refuser.
They know where he was. They saw that courier coming back. They were searching, but he will TP out. Frog Stomp not in time to stop this TP. Vici had a complete hold on this game, and it felt like top, mid, and bottom had just been put in their place. Stun charged up, thrown over onto Bobica. Sonic Wave gets used. They'll get the kill. That's him getting that one, but they will lose this bottom tier 1 tower. Now no Sonic Wave.
A kill is a kill. They'll take anything they can at the moment. Pango, he continues to farm up, relieved of some pressure, knowing that Monet did gate bottom, but he also gated top immediately after. Still gonna be a relatively good timing on this Diffusal Blade. It's gonna be like 11 minutes. Lacking some levels, but other than that, he's more than fine.
He'd be ready to go with this inhibit from the Diffusal, potentially to chase some of these heroes and make life a little bit easier. XM, with that level 8, has now maxed out that Scream of Pain. He's going into the Kaya. But I like this 10-minute rune, and it ends up being a regen rune for him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Pretty nice. Wilson sitting here mid, and Storm is just continuing to farm, trying to recover on being behind this Queen of Pain. 700 gold difference and about a level behind. All things considered, it could have been way worse for Paparazzi the way the lane was going. Do you think that Vici are going to immediately try to fight as 4 with this defusal, or are they waiting for something else?
Yeah, they're not going to be fighting as 5 for a really long time. Radiance on Alchemist is very far away, so he needs to be relieved of some pressure as well. Global Silence, they probably want to get level 6 on Silencer. That's why Y is sitting in the mid lane trying to get something done, collect that XP. And then they can try to make a move and make something happen. Fusel Blade, as you said, almost ready. Y is going to be level 6. They need to protect their Alchemist, but I also think they get, I'm not going to say fully outscaled, but this is Necro, who's having a really good game. This hero is one of the fastest farmers. You don't get as much priority, I would say, once you play from the off lane, but you can still farm at insane amount of speed, and he's going to finish that. 12 minutes in, Radiance on Necro, pick up bots, get wraps, get your shard online. Damage are going to be the issue for Vici Gaming. We talked about who's going to be getting the first Aghanim Scepter, because we thought Fango's going to go to mid lane, so he would get priority, but after picking Queen of Pain, you're going to get that Axe for Queen of Pain instantly, so they can play longer fights. A lot of the times, you would see this Shadow Strike Aghanim Scepter duo be extremely deadly, but they also have a lot of sustain on their side.
Sustain is quite nice for him. You can see them, again, just trying to clean up more of these stacks for Yang, who's, like you were talking about, got that Radiance and having an amazing game. He's having an amazing game. He's still second on the net worth, and you got to think, Monet, he's happy with everything that he's got, too.
Yeah, I haven't talked too much about Monet. He's sitting at 0-0-0, but on top of the net worth, it's kind of classic Shadowfin game where he gets involved slightly later. He did make a move. They killed the tower, went back top to defend the tower for another minute or so, and gonna hit his timings. This is gonna be a very, very deadly timing. Once they pick up Guardian Breeze on the Storm Spirit, something that we talked about, Shackle does connect.
I was a little surprised that Shackle did connect, but they do get the kill on a Paparazzi.
I was more surprised that Paparazzi is at that part of the map. Like, you're playing against Global Silence as well, so they can just pop the Global Silence and kill you, even though he had the Illusion Rune, so maybe he thought they're gonna use the Global Silence, I'll dispel it, and then maybe it's gonna give us a 2-minute window where we can play around without having to worry about Global.
Right. Now the Global's still up, there's a chance that maybe Vici can use that to get another kill. Although that kill kind of came to them.
Well, they'll take it. They're like, oh yeah, thanks for that one. And I like what XM is building. Kaya straight into BKB, knowing that Aghanim Scepter is eventually going to come out, and all of that net worth, if you die, you're going to be feeding a lot of gold, so already prepping, be giving that axe. Oh,
there's the Global Silence, and Paparazzi went in on this, power shot lands, and that's a back-to-back kill on the Storm. That's an interesting one. Requiem does land on the Bach, who still has Rolling Thunder if he needs to use it. Shackle doesn't connect to anybody or any tree. Amplified damage picked up for XM, but it looks as though he's just pinging top and he's going to leave mid.
If he has mech there, considering that he died just once, I think this fight also could have been different, because the heal from mech would have probably saved him. Extra 250 heal would have probably made the difference, and then again, they can take that fight. Even in the previous engagements, it's all starting to add up. Him having that bad of a laning stage, already dying multiple times, he's sitting at 0-4-2 on Storm Spirit. This is something that we really don't see. Even in some of the bad matchups, Storm Spirit, he still gets a lot done.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Right now falling very far behind. Bottom of the cores. XM. Again, just kind of harassing Paparazzi out of this lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Monet. Eats some damage, down to about half health. Yang comes in, he's got the heal. But focus fire. Committed and Yang in pretty deep. Sonic Wave is gonna land, but able to heal up heavy. And these heroes still full health.
This is how they want to play. We talked about their timings and what the lineup is supposed to do with all these heals, try to bait it out. And if they don't get the kill during the Rolling Thunder, a Global Silence, Sonic Wave, I don't think they can take the fight. So they're immediately going to go back to farming. And I also don't like, Necrophos is in such a good spot right now. I don't know why his Ghost Shroud gives so much restoration amplification. Level 1, it's 55. 85 at level 4. I know there's going to be some Necro spammers in the chat saying, oh man, yeah, you shut up because it's his favorite hero. It's his level 30 hero. I'm a big fan. I've been enjoying Necrophos offlane for quite some time, but it does feel like the numbers are way too high.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Get that mid-tier 1, they open up the map even more. Got 85%. Such a high number. It's giving original Hunter's Boomerang vibes.
That almost doubles the healing. They have a lot of healing. But immediately going into the Rolling Thunder does not want to mess with this Necro.
No, not at all. And he's got a Blink Dagger flying out to himself, but going to be unable to now use that with the Rolling Thunder because it's going to be on cooldown. So there is going to be some time between when he's able to really debut this Blink Dagger, and I would assume that he's going to try and stay out of vision to make sure that they don't see this. Rock Stomp, Blink back, and away from these three heroes coming over from Refuser.
Good thing for Vici Gaming is they can dodge the fights. They don't necessarily need to take the fights. Eventually they might have to, but if Storm Spirit's not getting the catch, they have no ways of actually catching you. Catch a lick, it's not a catch, by the way. It's more of a dispel thing rather than the catch. Even though it says.
I've been lied to? What do you mean? That's ridiculous.
This could be pretty big. Global Silence is ready. Guardian Breeze available.
There's the Global Silence coming out. Bach's going to be saved. He still doesn't have this Rolling Thunder, but they're going to try and get a kill. They don't land that shackle, but they'll find themselves Yang with the Sonic Wave, charging up the stun. Ghost Shroud, charging it up, lands it down. Frog Stomp on the ground, but they get the kill on a Yang. They'll take out this Necro anyway.
And Yang,
they get one.
I gotta say, in some of these games that we've seen him, he's not having the right read how much he can actually tank. Sure, you're tanky, but also the rest of the team is not behind him. So it seems like Team Refuser, they're a bit disconnected. Their Shadow Thing, he seems to be relatively fight-ready with the items that he does have. Mask of Madness, Hurricane Pike, so he can push himself out of the trouble. There's also not that much control on Vici Gaming, so I think they needed to join. I think they needed to bring these numbers because this is what the lineup is supposed to do. They need to group up together and get stuff done. Try to bait some of these spells, try to survive them, and then take the fight.
I would like to see them get this. This Aegis would be pretty important for them if they could then take a fight afterwards. And there's nobody in the area for Vici. This is really good for Refusal. Still want to know how they're going to use this Aegis and how they're going to go over it. Global Silence is going to be on cooldown for another 30 seconds. Do they smoke right out of the pit? They do have a smoke available on Bobica. Roche is going to be finished. The Aegis picked up. Do they smoke immediately? No, not exactly. Shiro still continues to build this Aghanim Scepter. He's just about done with it. You were saying this goes to the Queen of Pain, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like Queen of Pain gets it, and it's also going to sync up in the next few minutes with her BKB. So we'll have Kaya Sanj, BKB, and Aghanim Scepter 20 minutes into the game. This is going to be a super strong timing for them. We said that they have a lot of heals, but also this damage is going to start to add up.
Now, question, is this the kind of game where Alchemist is going to build a second Ags for Bach, or is it now?
I think he gives one more to Bach, and then he starts building for himself.
Because that usually changes the timing of the way you want to play it, right? Because now you're not building for yourself for another duration of getting another Aghanim Scepter. And that can be a potential issue, right? Where Alchemist really, other than a Radiance, isn't a hero.
No, but they also feel that he needs to do more. Oh, what is this angle?
Yeah, this is great. Sonic Wave drops in
this
from
guy's
XM.
PC. I want to see this again. There's no way they does connect onto that hero. This is some nasty stuff coming out from Jinkyu. And look at the damage numbers. 1337. Elite Gamer. Elite. That's what E-Gamer stands for. Elite Gamer. Or
back in the days of Xbox gamer tags. I was never elite guy. I never had elite in my gamer tags or anything like that. It's been B-Cop my entire life.
You needed to add some like XXS, X Destroyer, or country
at
name.
the beginning and end.
Yeah, yes, add some numbers. 666 like Ramses did.
Some flair. Did you ever have some flair?
No, never.
I can see that. I respect it.
Not just because you didn't have it, then you're gonna say that you respect it.
No, you know, people who don't need the extra XX, name XX, I respect it. You don't need to fill the gamer tag.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Just call me by my name. My name is Cop. B Cop. Like, that's it. That's all I need. XM was forward. Did see Monet for a second through the Shadow Strike on him. And it looks as though Shiro, as he was thinking about going into the Blink next, but then went back to the Ags. He had Ags queued up before the Blink. So the decision in full is going to be get this Aghanim Scepter, and this is going to be a much quicker one. And there's that Orchid for the Coddle, something I talked about in the last game when they picked Coddle, of a possible build, but they didn't exactly need it in the last one, where now this one might be even more impactful. And you said it was more impactful with somebody like Storm Spirit, and Storm Spirit's on their team. So there's that Orchid, there's that Vortex. Global Silence comes out, no Requiem to go and throw onto Shiro, but he's still gonna die. Sonic Wave pushes back these heroes, but doesn't do enough to defend this Alchemist.
He's not the real carry right now. Sure, you're getting some gold, but it's not really doing that much. But maybe now he regrets that he went for this second item Aghanim Scepter, because potentially he could have had a BKB if he maybe had slightly more farm, but we'll definitely need a way of dispelling some of these more annoying things. Solar Bind being the one where you you don't get to move.
Shard from that Tormentor didn't go to the Coddle again, so there isn't that second Solar Bind charge, which can be very frustrating in these games. But it did, go to the Largo, who's got this Encore upgrade where, you're putting Pabas on somebody, you get Pabas. It's quite nice. Solar Crest for them, Solar Crest for you. Little for you, little for me. Makes the hero very strong, in my opinion.
Yeah, we don't see it as much in a support role. I think this flex was okay. You can still see the struggles of them not being able to find the fights where Storm Spirit is your only catch. This Orchid is fine, but maybe he could have thought about getting the bigger item. Like right now, Orchid might grab them some kills, but if they don't find any openings, I think an item like a Hex could have been slightly better, because still as a Coddle, you do get quite a lot of farm. Like even farm in a way where in the team fights you're keeping the distance, you're never really close to fight, so you're going to be surviving, you're going to be able to get a lot done. A lot of the times you're not the one getting jumped. And now they're trying to make a move. Shivas Guard now completed on Bach. XM fully ready with that given Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, giving Ags over to Bach as well, so he's got that Shivas and Ags at the same time.
Oh man, Yang, his courier died, so he's not gonna have that heart in the next 2 minutes at least.
Might have to go see the Wizard of Oz for that one if he's not going to have the courier in time. If he has a heart.
Yeah. Find some courage instead of courier. I'm also a little surprised that he didn't go for Lotus Orb. Like, sure, heart, very good item, of course. Makes a lot of sense, but maybe the order of these items should have been different. Being able to remove some of the more annoying things, being able to bounce back Alchemist Stun, Shatter Shot being the big one.
Gonna go. Into in trouble, Frog Stomp there, and it should be a kill, but the very precise it will be for Yang. But a blink forward from XM doesn't really result in anything at the moment. BKB popped, and Thunder comes in. Sonic Wave connects. They go to the Global Silence. They might be able to get a kill here on a Paparazzi. They'll at least get that. They're rolled on top of Bobica. He's in trouble. Catchy Lick pulls him back. And now these two heroes on the side of Refuser, Monet and Yang, were in a little bit of a bad position, but they won't chase on Vici just yet.
Vici finding the opportunity, seeing that he used Guardian Greaves, making sure that Global Silence is not going to be used up until a point where he gets it. That's why I would love to see Lotus Orb as well, because you can take care of your teammates as well. Because I don't think with Lotus Orb you're going to be able to die anyway from 100 to 0 with all the heals behind you. You can remove the Global Silence, remove a lot of these annoying things. And it gives you extra bit of armor playing against Pango, playing against Alchemist as well.
Down that net worth lead from 5 to 4. Not that big of a net worth cut just yet. We'd love to have this Alchemist feeling a little bit stronger, and he's got this blink. He's going into the BKB now. Giving away 2 Aghanim Scepters.
Dire structures are fortified.
Top lane. Ooh, God, XM. Obliterated here by these 3 heroes.
It's a lot of damage amp that they do have with Solar Bind, Croak of Genius, Chakra Magic that allows you to spam the spells out. Orchid still gotta respect the damage on their side. And we talked about scaling from Team Refuser. Their lineup scales really well. Shadow Fiend, we haven't really seen him do much because they do lack some of the stuns. And he's level 19, hard completed on Necro as well after his career respawned. So sitting at 3000 HP, gonna be almost impossible to kill.
Radiant
Yang moving over towards the left side of the map, but not going to be able to steal the shrine or anything like that. Bach's going to be the one who picks it up. He sits here, level 18, wants that disperser. But Vici, they're kind of waiting now to potentially have this Alchemist to be able to fight where they can get this complete 5v5 with Global Silence, and again another silencer with the pipe dream of getting a refresher orb ready to go. Wanting that double global, wanting that way to shut down these heroes post BKBs, as they've got one on Monet, they've almost got one ready on Paparazzi.
Paparazzi needs that protection. It's not enough. Guardian Greaves, he still doesn't have a kill to his name. 2 Galvanized stacks. Mana regen increased by less than 1%. So that's pretty bad. This has to be one of the more difficult games that we've seen Storm Spirit have in quite some time.
Oh, 5-4. Oof. Monet only 1-0-1 this entire time. He was 0-0-0 for so long.
Hard to play the game when you are Shadowfiend, your offlane is Necro, and your mid laner doesn't really do much, plus 2 supports with no stuns. So
Yeah.
kind of expected, so they need to be grouping around, and yeah, Shiva's guard.
Rolling Thunder and BKB looking for the Requiem. Sonic Wave pushes him away from the Aegis. Oh, it's going to be snatched up by Monet. They got the kill on Roche, but they will not pick up the Aegis. Shiro's in with the BKB, but he is in a lot of trouble now that it's run out. Ball lightning, the vortex, the stun charge up, the Reaper Scythe is there, and they will get the kill on Shiro, taking him out for 78.
Yeah, the poke damage doesn't really work against the lineup from Dire Team. It's way too much. I also think they need a way of dispelling this Necro if they want to try to burst him potentially from 100 to 0. But again, there is so much behind it in terms of all these heals from Keeper of the Light, so much support with Ever Blinding Light, which covers the physical part, and then you also have Holy Locket, Constant Illuminate spams, you have Largo behind you, reducing some of that physical damage with the Solar Crest as well, and he manages to snatch it as well. It was a good Sonic Wave connecting up to multiple heroes. I think it hit all 4 of them in the backlines, but it's still not enough.
Gives them an Aegis and kind of gives them position in this game. That is quite advantageous. They're ripping through these towers, and these buildings don't stand much of a chance. There's another tower gone. 2 towers taken up by Monet.
We've seen them do really well in game 1 as well. They had the upper hand, but this game is much more difficult to throw compared to the first one, because these heroes kind of sit there. They're so tanky that they can't really be killed, and in terms of explosive damage, this is not Faceless Void that's gonna lock you down, kill you inside the Chronosphere, not a TB with Scotty. It's a bit of a different carry who still needs quite a lot of time for him to feel powerful in these fights. And as you said, in the previous fight, he does get a BKB, and as soon as the BKB wears off, he's just straight up dead.
This feels like it's another game too where a Silencer is going to have a refresher or queued up and never going to get there.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I'd love to be able to grab that, but it's just not going to exist for them. And there go all the tier 2 towers. After picking up this Aegis, all the tier 2 towers now gone. And they still have so much time left on it too. There's 2.5 minutes for them to make something happen. And they're going to go down, look for XM, who's now forced to pop that BKB. Which means they're, with this 2.5 minutes on this Aegis and no BKB for XM for another minute, very plausible that Refuser look to fight.
Yeah, they want to try to potentially get something done in terms of getting a pick off. The map is getting smaller. You can see that they're drawing on a minimap. We can still get some amount of farm in the triangle. Necro should probably take this one, considering that he does have Boots of Travel 2 coming on the courier. So he could be anywhere. They can just try to outscale them, outfarm them completely. And they can only farm what's coming next to their towers. The map does belong to Team Refuser at the moment. This is the big one, the big item, Disperser, which is going to allow them to dispel Ghost Shroud. But I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. At this point, I'm not sure if they have enough damage to actually all-in Necro.
They've only killed him twice. As those bots too ready to come into any fight needed. You're trying to get an AC going, and he's charging up a stun. Who does he want to go for? Blinks in, stuns up 2. Rolling Thunder comes out. And Monet is in some trouble to go to the Global Silence, but they've got the Lotus Orb to purge that off of Yang. Can they get the kill here on a Monet? He's so low and not going to die. It looks for Bobica. He's going to get low too, and he finally drops. Shield crash onto a couple, thinking about the Requiem, but not going to throw it out, not going to commit to that. All they get is the Coddle after, all used from the side of Vici.
Everybody does have Shadow Strike on them. These are the type of fights they need to have. I'm a little surprised that Monet didn't just stand his ground, pop Satanic, and hit people 2-3 times, go back to full HP. Still didn't die. Like, you can see that they are lacking some of that damage. Shiro doesn't really deal as much damage. Like, his damage compared to Queen of Pain and Pango is still super low. Only 2k gold compared, sorry, 2k damage compared to Queen of Pain's almost 8,000 damage.
They are still postured across the river. Monet now looking for the Silver Edge. Help him survive in a couple of these fights.
My man Shinkyu, he knows. He knows how to deal with all these heals. Corella's Crocier. That's an item that usually you don't see, but it's still it's super effective against Necro. When you steal his region, and you steal.
Radiant are
Like,
scanning.
he's not going to be healing as much. I want to, because he was toying with the idea of picking up Wind Waker. It's still a super expensive item. He also doesn't have GPM enchantment. So he isn't really getting that much farm at the moment.
No, not really. Meanwhile, Shiro lost his courier. That's going to be 2 minutes without the AC. He needs a couple more items. If they can extend this game, maybe he feels up to par. But currently, you can see this Alchemist is just lacking. And maybe the second Aghanim Scepter was just too much to slow down his impact.
Still getting an okay-ish amount of farm. This is also his investment once he picks up the Aghanim Scepter, second Aghanim Scepter. Eventually, if the game doesn't end, because we are seeing some of the struggles that Team Refuser does have, they don't have much control. And I saw Bobica having the item that I mentioned in his quick buy, talking about Hex, and now he changed his mind. He did pick up Yule Scepter, which I'm not sure I like too much.
Yeah, the Hex would have been nice. Maybe just using himself for the global that's going to come through.
It's not like he needs that high impact during global. He does have a blink dagger. He can blink out, and then because what you're gonna Yule Scepter yourself, and what's gonna happen next? I think he might just want to have that as a potentially save for one of his cores when Necro gets initiated on, something that he can turn into Wind Waker, knowing that the game is gonna go late. But there is also Nullifier queued up on Bach. So having two ways of dispelling things, Disperser and Nullifier, I think that's the right choice for him.
Smoke up from Vici to try and see if they can get anybody here. Radiance is off for the moment. Nade is under vision. Shackle! Oh! It connected onto the back of the Pelosin! Oh dear, that's gonna be a kill on both of them immediately! Without your Shadow Fiend, without your Largo, you are in trouble. Bobica dead. Yang, he is all alone. Paparazzi, well, he's not got the camera ready. He's not gonna be taking shots in this fight because they have left Yang to die.
I can't believe what he just pulled off. He just single-handedly won them the game, pretty much. This is, again, another fight for Team Refuser, like we've seen, almost the same exact spot in game number 1, fighting in this area, and then he finds a really good angle. They do have this very weird observer ward placed by Y, which gives them just enough
Okay, what is that angle? Wait a second. Wait a second. Should that have latched? That's crazy.
This one should have. There was one near the Tormentor bottom where he lashed onto the heroes, which I think, like, it's just shackle. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. A lot of the times you go like, what the fuck is this? And yeah.
You really think that one should have hit?
Yeah. He kind of landed this one perfectly and got a good amount of gold from the previous fight. So Thriller Trojan, it's going to be online in the next couple of minutes. For now, saving the buyback, of course.
I want to see it again. I mean, it hit. I need to be able to draw on the screen and show my thoughts of, like, this is the direction the shackle was going. I don't know how it makes a right turn.
Oh, I thought it was going to be blank once you said it's going to show your thoughts.
I mean, it's always a possibility.
Blank piece of paper. We're seeing some of these tier 4 neutral items. Queen of Pain, Conjurer's Catalyst with Timeless. Unlimited amount of damage. Necro does have the same thing, but he also gets Quicken, extra bit of evasion. He wants to be slightly more survivable. On Queen of Pain, these are the best things that you can get. Him having Octarine Core, and now also going into Bloodstone, so that he can play a bit of a longer fight. This is why this duo is so deadly, because you don't have to spend 4,000 gold or 6,000 gold on an item that you get from Alchemist for free, which opens up the slot as well. Refresher is almost online for Silencer.
Yeah, not terribly far away of it. Since we got to pause, can we take a look at that shackle again? Is that possible? It really is It really was so insane. Looking over at this Shadow Fiend. All right, let's. You're really gonna tell me that? Okay, let's look at this angle. It looks like it goes
perfect angle.
So it curves.
That's how Shackle works. This one's pretty normal. It's just that he landed it perfectly, like perfect timing, perfect distance.
Oh, it was a well-placed Shackle. Now, if I could do that...
Go to demo mode. You can do that.
Your faith in me is misplaced. Roche. Up again as we start once more. This has a refresher shard, which could be pretty important to give the silencer before he's got his refresher orb. And the Roche roars because they got the kill last time for Vici, but just did not get that Aegis.
Oh, they might catch Monet here. Finds the Shackle, gets the BKB on.
And gets that BKB, but there's the global silence. They're going to take out the Largo to start. Close ends up dead. This BKB is going to run out. They're going to buy back on the Largo. Vortex, XM, caught for a second. Rolling Thunder comes in. That's going to be through on a Monet. Now, Orchid thrown out, but it doesn't quite matter. They're starting to disengage on Vici. The Ball Lightning trying to catch up to these heroes, but they just don't have enough. Ball Lightning for more, trying to get a Vortex. Arcane Curse loaded forward. It's going to be through onto the Storm Spirit. The stun thrown, blasted back over to the Alchemist, and now they'll look for the damage to get the kill out of the Silencer. He already used the Global, so he's not going to need to buy back, but they've got themselves their Reaper Scythe down on a Bach. Two heroes down on the side of Vici, and they do not have buyback on this Pangolier. Power shot coming in. Yule is now used on XM, but he's still able to blink away.
Good chase. They invested a lot to find Polison. He buys back immediately, and first he got the BKB. You could see Pango driving inside Shadow Fiend, trying to stun lock him once he gets out of the BKB to try to burst him down, but unable to do so. Team Refuser still in this game. You can see some of the damage numbers. Two supports on Dire's side, dealing less than 300 damage total, and then you have Queen of Pain, again, being the biggest winner, of course. I think her damage numbers in every single fight are going to be the highest.
8,000 damage. Breaking that 100k threshold, double the damage dealt, double the kills, but not the net worth lead.
Dire are scanning.
Insane amount of damage that this hero deals. This is even
Shiro.
25. Shiro though.
He might just die. EKB is going to try and run. He's got that extra chemical rage movement speed. Stun reflected back. Ball Lightning Vortex once more. BKB runs out and Shiro's going to be dead.
Ooh, this one could be pretty big. He also had to pop his BKB. It's time to go and knock on their high ground.
Come and knock on my door. I'll be waiting for you. See if they can hold this high ground too.
3-second blink cooldown on Queen of Pain. Oh, look at Dota plus 84% in favor of Team Refuser. Banner has been planted. Hex on Storm Spirit. Some big items coming out now.
Gonna try and hold buyback on the Alchemist. Gale Force used, pulling Monet up out of the high ground, thinking about the Rolling Thunder, going to the back line for this one. Global Silence gets used, Sonic Wave comes out, they get the Kona Bobica, that's gonna be the one to start. They have an Aegis on Monet, and they find the Shackle, Ball Lightning in, Catchy Lick on a Monet to keep him healthy. Bach rolls up, he's getting pushed back onto the high ground. Ooh, Glimmer Cape, Reaper Scythe, not enough. Vortex there, Alchemist not coming into the buyback, but they're diving these racks. Monet is low, he is in trouble. The Gale Force pulling him back, but he's got the Satanic. Silenced again with a blink forward from XM with that shard. Catchy Lick once again on a Monet. Blink misses Monet. Shackle doesn't connect on anything this time. Power shot once more. Nullifier there. BKB, Catchy Lick, Vortex, Glimmer Cape once again. Now XM in some trouble. Blinking away gets the silence out of the Storm Spirit, but Y is going to be unfortunate to be too far forward and killed off by Monet.
I can't believe Alchemist is still dead. It felt like he's dead for the last 2.5 minutes. Catch a Lake again, dispelling some of these more.
Shackle reflected. One connects for a long time. Shadow Strike again. Monet still working with an Aegis. They have a cheese on this Storm. They're still trying to get a kill here on a Monet. They'll blink forward. They've got the silence. The Sonic Wave. It whiffs. I don't actually think that hit Monet. But they're going to have the Optimus jumping forward. They're going to try and get a kill here with Shiro, who cuts the BKB. The Reaper Sight comes in, but it's not going to do anything. XM on the back line. So going to try and get a kill here on a Pelosi.
He's like
the Largo. He's surrounded by 4 heroes, but the Rolling Thunder is available once again. They look over at Monet. They've got the Gale Force again. Shiro jumps forward. They'll eat the cheese on this Storm Spirit. But the Vortex pulling in the Alchemist. Rolling Thunder still going. Bounces up the Storm Spirit. And they've got themselves a second life on Monet to get the X. It's on XM. Can he blink away? Gets the blink out. It's onto this Kano. He's got the silence, but now Bach right nearby. Another silence with the blink away. They've got the Lotus to unsilence this Paparazzi Storm, and they catch Bach. They have the lockdown. He'll roll up for a second, but he's likely dead and will eventually fall to the side of Refuser, dead for 100 seconds.
I want to see damage from Queen of Pain. I think this is like 15,000 damage, even without the missing. Actually, 15,000 damage without even connecting with that Sonic Wave. Reaper Sight, that was not correctly timed by Yang, but still winning off the fight, and you can see how aggressive XM's playing. Blink cooldown only on 3 seconds, level 26 right now. This is one of the highest DPS heroes when it comes down to the late game when she's 6 slotted.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
68 seconds without Bach. He wants a refresher. Still, this silencer is looking for a refresher.
I think they need to take out Largo. I think Largo has to go and potentially Keeper of the Light. They need to find these 2 supports in the backlines because the constant dispels, the constant heals, it's something that it doesn't allow them to play the fight that they want to. XM, he is going to be the guy who's in front. Almost 5,000 HP with a lot of lifesteal, a lot of spell damage amplification as well.
Shaco trying to connect a creep to Monet. They'll look to finish off this bottom set of racks. Ball lightning into the Hex. XM needs some help. Stun charged up, but Shiro's going to be stunning himself on the back line. Shaco reflected. Power shot again.
He's ready with the Wind Waker in case Necro's going to be using Reaper Sight. That's the only thing that he cares about. Blink in, maybe try to find a good Shackle angle, but other than that, it's all about the Wind Waker.
So they do get the bottom set of racks. They're now up 8,000 net worth. Now Aegis, Roche, potentially back in just under 3 minutes.
XM, he was toying with the idea of getting the Lincolns here, but Carlos Crozier, it's such a good, it's just going to give him so much health regeneration, and he already has quite a lot of lifesteal with the Bloodstone. He can jump in and out of the fights literally 15 times with the help of the Wind Waker. Unless he gets sighted, I think he's more than fine. I don't think he can die.
Now look at all these items, and a lot of gold here for the Dire side. Aghanim's Scepter, Aghanim's Blessing, really trying to be saved up here for the Necrophos. Alk now looking MKB. Haven't quite felt his impact.
We are feeling his impact through Queen of Pain.
Yes. That is true, but as a singularity of just his damage and his, usage of Chemical Rage and all that, trying to go in and do what we've seen some alchemists do in the past. It's not really it, but he's given the impact to Pango and the Queen of Pain. So living vicariously through these heroes in terms of impact. Well, because got the gold for the Wind Waker. Jules, XM. Yang's coming in with the Boots of Travel level 2, but BKB, TP out, XM goes back home. Tormentor taken, and that's going to be the Shard, the upgrade to the Overload for the Paparazzi Storm Spirit, who at one point was 0-5 and 5, now 2-5 and 8. Hasn't died in a long time, has gotten what was 2 Galvanized stacks to 10.
Yeah, nothing crazy coming out from him in this game. I also want to see what his next item is going to be. Whether this is going to be Aghanim Scepter to potentially pull the back lines, try to pull this Wind Ranger so they can kill the heroes, or if he wants to get a Nullifier, seeing that there is a Wind Waker available on Wind Ranger, so they can all in one hero with the Reaper Sight, Hex, and Nullifier.
"49 minutes in, and 10 minutes till the next neutral items. There were a couple of baubles taken, but I always like starting to think about tier 5s. We're still 10 minutes out, though. But this does give the hints of potentially being a game that goes 60. What do you
There
do
it
for
is,
Vici
finally.
down this
For
much?
Vici, they're okay. They're definitely okay in this spot because they can still get, like, they just purchased 2 refreshers, one on Tango, one on Silencer. Having 2 of these ultis, we are seeing how much Bak is doing in these engagements, forcing the BKBs and then waiting until the last seconds to use roll-up. XM, he feels almost invincible at this point, knowing that Jinkyu could potentially save him with the Wind Waker.
How do you say that word in the Krella's Crozier active item? The right of what? Remuske?
1 second.
1 second. Yeah.
I called it because this is the term from Artifact. Remusk. I called it Remusk. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I remember I think 2 cards had that in their name.
You still playing Artifact over there?
No, I didn't play it for like 6 months now.
Lining in the immediate Hex. It's on XM. They're trying to go with the global silence. The damage coming out from Monet. They get the kill on XM. He's going to buy back immediately, and they'll take out Shiro. He doesn't have buyback. Reaper Scythe on his Jinkyu. They clean up heavy. Double kill for Monet.
Boboka, he purchases the item. Nullifier, that's exactly what they needed. I thought Storm might be able to pick it up, but he was sitting on a lot of gold, and this allows them to not care about the save that is coming out from the Wind Waker. And now Queen of Pain, she needs to figure it out, because he was toying with the idea of getting Lincoln Sphere over Krella's Crozier and ended up going for Krella's. Might not have been the right choice in this one.
Trying to figure out what item you'd get rid of to slot in this Lincoln's.
You're probably going to be using the BKB and then putting it into the backpack. Or he actually sold it. He's like, yeah, that was a mistake. Wow.
Quick, Krella's Crozier. Great item.
We go back to basics. We go back to old school items. And there it is. Lincoln Sphere now ready.
No Alchemist. This is a top set for free. They're going to move over and maybe potentially getting Mega Creeps. XM jumps in, Rolling Thunder, Sonic Wave. The damage on a Yang, is it going to be enough? They'll blink forward, Global Silence is used. Yang's in some trouble. He's deep inside the base. They've got the Rolling Thunder. Can they get the kill? Yes, they can. He just bought out on that Aghanim's Blessing, by the way, and he's got buyback dead for 100, though, if he doesn't use it.
Let's see what the pull is. I think he wants the buyback.
On it, too. They need the refresher for the Rolling Thunder. Again, can they line it up with these heroes? Pelosi going to survive with a little bit of health as he pops the cheese, but Paparazzi also able to ball lightning out as he uses that BKB. They get the kill on Bobica. The look for Monet. He's got himself an Aegis. Onto the back line, XM goes. Yang's back into the fight. BKB's going to run out in a moment on XM. He really wants to get the kill here onto this Storm Spirit, but realizes he needs to bail back, because Yang, he's got access to that Reaper Scythe. They take out the Aegis, the ball lighting forward, looking for a hero to try and grab on the side of Vici, but nobody to get.
Still have Glyph available. They took down the Aegis. BKB available on Monet, as you said, and he's going in. He's going to try to siege a little bit, see how it feels.
Looking to get Mega Creeps. They've got the Glyph. Can they hold? New stat record for hero damage. As he gets another 20,000
damage. Yeah, it gets pretty ridiculous. This is also pre-level 29, level 30, so it doesn't have that Sonic Wave cooldown, doesn't have Sonic Wave damage. it's going to be on such a short cooldown. If they can survive for another couple of minutes, maybe get one more good fight, he's going to hit that level 30. And, I mean, it's already ridiculous how much damage she deals, especially if you get to both of these talents.
Would be the missing link needed. Largo
I see that Jinkyu Jinkyu has Krillas in his quick buy. Now he's changing his mind. It's like going back to old Dota 1 days where you could only have one mech, you could only have one Necro per team. I think 2 Yule Scepters were allowed. So maybe one Krellas is only available to be purchased out of stock. I think Crimson is a better option, so they can try to save the barracks. We've seen Team Spirit do this many times, actually purchasing 2 in one of the games during the Dream League.
Yeah, queuing up an item that just got bought and sold that quickly is like, do I really want this? I got told by my quap it's garbage.
I mean, he could buy it and resell it, and then buy Lincolns. That could be good.
I can't tell if you're serious.
I'm not.
Didn't realize how much health Queen of Pain has. Almost 5k.
Yeah, it's a lot that you're getting. I mean, you're building triple soul booster. 1 for Bloodstone, 1 for Krella, and then 1 for Octarine. He did sell 1.
Gotta get the Conda, yeah. Pointing that out. 18,000 net worth lead. Aghanim's Blessing being queued up from Renee. Ags for Storm would probably do some work as well.
He does have it.
That's true, yeah. He's got the Aghanim's Blessing. Sorry, I looked at his inventory. Didn't look at his lit up Ags symbol. My fault. My apologies. Bobica Shadowblade. Hell yeah.
It's one way to completely try to figure out how to deal with the Nullifier. You can keep the distance, and also in the late game, you are running out of slots. You don't have any detection. Right now, Bach is holding the gem, but in a lot of situations, invisibility becomes invincibility.
Yang hit that level 30 as shown on your screen just a second ago. Level 30 Necro. Kind of scary. Is he highest level in the game? I believe he is. Yeah.
He's been farming on the other side of the map, joining with bots too, whenever needed. And this is one of the fastest farmers in the game. One of the reasons why we see it from the carrier roll. Once you get to that Radiance timing, it just completely skyrockets. And Jinkyu, a little bit of a wraparound. They should see this.
Bobica in trouble and dead. Dead for 2 minutes.
No buyback for 3.
Yeah, that's a big issue. Oh, Jinkyu. I don't know if you want to be there. Global Silence comes down, but he's going to use that Wind Waker. They go to the Sonic Wave, but it's a little bit of whiff. He does get onto the Storm on the back end, but there's the second Global Silence. Yang comes into the fight. Shiro's going to be very low. He's going to try and charge up that stun. Can they
They're gonna lock him down.
Monet? Yes, they can, but they'll end up losing Shiro to the Reaper Scythe. Shackle got reflected, bouncing back onto this Windrunner, and ended up shackling him to the trees. XM trying to get the damage out. Pelosi now in some trouble. They'll end up getting themselves a 3rd kill. And now can they get anything more? Storm, he TP'd back. Yang might not be so fortunate. They've got the Yules to line up this power shot, but Nullifier thrown out on him. The chase is on. They hit the shackle. They've got the control, but they need some help. The buyback's committed. The ball ending with this Hex, but the Croaker might have given them some extra time. No, Bach's going to end up dead. He's got buyback. XM in trouble. He's going to blink away. Shackle connects onto 2 of these heroes. Stops the Reaper Scythe, but now it comes through onto this
Jinkyu with
but
the
not going to
Wind Waker.
land. They've got the Wind Waker to save him. Blink back now. Jinkyu's going to buy back as well. Everybody alive for the side of Vici. They've got 1 hero still dead. That's Bobica, dead for 60 more seconds. The Silence now catchy lick, dispelling him and getting him to run, but the blink forward once more. The TP attempt, he gets away. Yang just barely getting away.
That was so close. That was actually clutch. So now we have to look at the buyback situation. There are only 3 heroes with the buybacks, both mid laners and the position 5 silencer. So whoever could win the next fight, Roshan, may respawn in 20 seconds. 25,000 damage. The whole squad of Dire that did 20,000. I mean, look at these little dots compared to what Queen of Pain is doing.
He's like quite literally the only one doing damage on this team.
Almost there. Almost fully unlocked. Level 29. Needs that Sonic Wave damage. If he had that available, I think Necro dies.
What's the total damage for Queen of Pain now? 200,000? I don't know. 220?
Nah, it's gonna be like 100k. 100.
100?
plus.
He's gotten like 60k in the last 2 minutes.
I'd say between 100 and 120,000.
I'm gonna say 200. Oh, Jesus. How do you do this?
I keep track. And the
I
total
just guess.
team, the total Dire team did combined damage of 134,000. So with the next fight, Queen of Pain can potentially overtake the whole squad of Dire and then lose the game still.
27 seconds till they have double global once again. Roche gonna be up in 15 seconds.
10% only. Yeah, this doesn't... And it's dropping. I wouldn't call it this, especially because Queen of Pain does have buyback available.
Say it live on stream. You don't agree with Gaben Plus.
Oof, she just got a new neutral item. Bigger AoE. The June Bloodright.
60-minute game.
With upgraded Timeless. Timeless did get nerfed in the previous patch for a good reason. It's still one of the stronger enchantments. Maybe Audacious is up there when it comes down to closing out the games. Some damage is going to be removed. Maybe you're going to be dealing more damage because of the AoE, but Conjurer's Catalyst, it's an item that it just works insanely with what your abilities want to do. Also, something to point out that Shinkyu, he was the one who bought Basher. This is something that we don't see. There was like one scenario where it was Boboka, I think, who started this trend back in the days where Basher worked on Monkey King. So you have 2 of the very creative position 4s. And there was one time, I believe, Save built Basher / Abyssal Blade on Keeper of the Light just to cancel the Black Hole.
Silencer in trouble. He is gonna be safe for a moment. Global Silence, the first one comes through. He's still alive. He's actually running away from the storm. He's used the DKB. He gets a second Global Silence off. How does he pull that off?
He's stuck. Necro's stuck on the hill.
Yang. Gonna be abyssal. He gets down to the low ground with that shard. XM, he needs to heal up. He needs to find potentially just a way out. The chase is on the ball lightning. Now the rolling thunder not gonna land out of the storm spirit. XM still slowed up. They bought back on this silencer, but he had gotten both globals and still unable to get anything out of that, and Roche is available to him.
Divine Regalia available on Storm Spirit. That's why he's pumping in the damage right now.
Monet bobbled. Silencer yet to get the Mad Stones to bobble.
Level 25 Silencer, plus 2 extra seconds. That's going to be potentially 16 seconds of global silence.
Aegis on Monet. Okay, Moonshard Refresher.
XM, he was toying with the idea of picking up bots too, sitting at 11,000 gold, but doesn't have refresher available yet. It doesn't refresh items, but it does refresh your skills. It's more about that second/third Sonic Wave, and he's about to crack level 30. Extra 250 damage on Sonic Wave. Couple of Necro books as well. Once you start to play against Mega Creeps, it gets pretty difficult.
Rolling Thunder in. Banner down, ball lightning, Vortex on a 3 heroes. They're going to lock up Jinku. They'll get the kill. He doesn't have buyback. He's dead for 2 minutes. The Global Silence comes out, but they've got the Abyssal Blade. It's going to be through on a Paparazzi, but he ends up dead. They'll take out Bobica in too far. Again, hitting away at these racks. They've got the banner down. Monet takes a lot of damage from XM, but just not enough currently. Still trying to get megas. The damage from XM, you can feel it. It's a bit overwhelming. The gems on the deck, by the way. There's multiple gems on the deck. They go to the Reaper Scythe. They get that kill on XM, but he's got buyback. Glyph.
He has to use it straight away, knowing that there's no Windbreaker. They all in him. Monet, banner's still down, Age is still up and running. That's gonna be megas.
They've got Yang, who refreshed. He's got another Reaper Scythe. They're gonna smoke up still. Just no Windrunner. So they are fighting this 4v5. They are smoked. Swashbuckle misses. Yang Lotus. So let's hit with the catchy lick. Looks like the tier 4s are gonna go down.
They're waiting for Rolling Thunder. 10 seconds.
This is a long time to try and wait for a Rolling Thunder. They're going to go and throw the stun. It's going to be on a Monet. They've got the catchy look with the ball lightning in with the Vortex. They'll pop the Linkage. They didn't quite get the kill here on the XM, but they get the Hex onto the Alchemist, and it's going to be Monet focusing the throne. They got to stop him from focusing the throne. He blinks over to the other side. They go to the Reaper side. It's not going to kill XM, but still, Monet focusing the throne, just trying to get the win in this game 2 to force a game 3. They go to the Global Silence. They get the Aegis out of the hands of this Shadow Fiend.
That's
they
one.
take out Paparazzi. He's going to be dead, but he's got buyback. He's got to come back at the fight.
He refreshed.
He'll TP over to the Outpost. They've got the Refresher. They go to the Rolling Thunder once again with the Global
Can they
Silence.
stun lock him?
They'll try to get the control on Monet.
Sonic
He
Wave
uses
in
the
5.
Satanic, the Fallen Sky right on top of him to get the stun. Nullifier thrown through onto the Shadow Fiend. Sonic Wave hits again. They get the kill on Monet. He doesn't have buyback. They get the kill on Yang. They'll take him out. He's got buyback, but he's dead for 2 minutes. Ball lightning away from Paparazzi. They have health this game, with the throne having 1,700 health.
No glyph available for them for another 3.5 minutes. They're gonna kill the banner finally. Again, another 25k gold, 25k damage coming out from Queen of Pain. Really pushing the limits of the hero. He was forced to use the buyback in the previous one, and I see that they're building Crimson Guard. This is what we said, Team Spirit, what they do. I want to see potentially another one, somebody that can buy it. Could be pretty big.
163,000 damage, hero damage from Queen of Pain. Oh my god, XM trying to do it. Just trying to win this game. He is level 30. All they have is the throne, which is starting to heal up. They will find Bobica, but he gets invis, and you said it earlier, invisibility is invincibility at some points in this game. He's able to get back to base. They still have the outpost taken. They want to TP that way.
They managed to push out the lanes. Necrobooks are coming.
Couple of misses from Shiro. Now a Hex. Illuminate, disperse, the tier 3 low, but they've got themselves the glyph.
Shiro needs to be careful.
Trying to kill these
Satanic.
creeps. Shiro. It's the Satanic off. Miss, 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 miss. Now back to hitting. Gonna pop that Minotaur horn. Catchy Lick pulls him in. They go to the Rolling Thunder. They're gonna try and get the catch, but they've got the buyback available on Yang as well as the Shadow Fiend. But how deep are they willing to go? Bach trying to get a kill here onto the Largo. Can they get a kill on a Pelosi? No, he's not gonna die. He's got the BKB. They get the kill on a Shiro instead. Fallen Sky from Bach to try and get the escape away from these heroes, and they lose themselves that Alchemist, and they have to retreat out of the base.
They did force out one glyph. The glyph did reset after killing the barracks. So they're going to be ready to run it down the mid lane, potentially. Roshan may respawn in almost 3 minutes, so want to see what Team Refuser is going to do. Run it down the mid lane, try to play it out, see if they're going to be able to maybe close out this game. But this is one of those games where I feel relatively comfortable saying that Vici Gaming, they have a good shot. I said it multiple times in the last couple of months. It's almost impossible to play against Mega Creeps, but seeing the buyback statuses and everything, still at 9%. It was 8% before the Mega Creeps. What is this?
Saying they have a chance.
Crimson Guard is up.
Minute and a half till we get potentially another round of neutrals. Rolling Thunder going to be used. Blink forward. They're trying to get a kill here. Maybe on Pelosi. They've got the Gale Force pulling him forward. Monet throws some right clicks on a Bach, but he's going to shield crash back up into the high ground. He'll back away. He's got the refresher if need be.
Trying to hold 50 seconds without Alchemist. They don't want to use his buyback straight away, but he might be forced to do so.
Shackles could be a difference maker. Throne can be exposed. They have a glyph this time. They go to the global silence. They're going to try and get the kill on Monet, but he's going to pop that satanic immediately. XM jumping forward, has the silences, has these daggers coming through. Global silence once more. Reaper Scythe laid down on a Jin-Q. That's going to be the kill onto the Windrunner, who's got the buyback. They're going to buyback on Shiro, but Shiro's going to be dead immediately. No!
Satanic.
He's able to get the satanic off. They've got the Hexits onto the silence.
Is it enough?
Get the kill on Monet. Can they get him? He's low. He's gone. He's got buyback. Buyback's used here from Bach as well as Monet. Shiro low once again. He does not have the satanic this time. They get the kill on XM, and that's going to be the game. We're going to a game 3. Refuser do not quit. They refuse to give up, and they take us the full distance.
Whew, man, what a game. 69 minutes, and I want to see the total damage done by Queen of Pain, because this was XM performance, but we also got to give credit to Team Refuser.
They end up with more kills, but they don't get the victory. Refuser, Yang doing an amazing job, and honestly a very good team effort from them put together to win.
This time around, it's definitely not needed, and there's a new item in the town, which does allow Sniper to play a bit of a different game, to pick up this Hydra's Breath, which is percentage-based damage, so it scales really well. I'm also a little worried for Dire's ability to push the high ground. Like, you're fighting into Shaker, Sniper, and Tiny. These are some of the best high ground defense heroes in the game.
Yeah, definitely a problem to get up to the high ground if they even have that opportunity in this game, but we'll see how it all kind of lines out as we see a smoke from Vici. If they're going to try and take a first fight, they've got Jin-Q kind of wrapping around with Fissure and might be able to block them from retreating, but ends up just seeing them. And immediately pings out the vision that they have, knowing exactly where it's at. There's a potential chance that if they throw a sentry in this area, they pick up both obs from the Dire.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be pretty massive. Imagine getting extra twice gold that you usually maybe get from dewarding one obs. And extra bit of XP. Bach is going to be playing with Jin-Q, who's already blocking the wave. We'll probably try to block it one more time so that the lane is going to be very close to his tower, and then he can body block the small camp, so then we get the pull.
Let's see if he doesn't. They're wrapping around. They've got the smoke early on, looking over mid to try and shut down XM to make sure that Paparazzi has a good lane. Blood Grenade as well as the Arcane Curse, and that is XM dead on his screen already. That will be first blood for Paparazzi. A way to turn on his lane is to make sure that he gets that first blood.
Nicely done. Immediately they're trying to play aggressive onto Undying, but that's not easily doable. Also, Timbersaw plus Earthshaker, they can't really kill Drow Ranger either, considering that Jin-Q didn't even pick up a Blood Grenade, so feels very good. These are type of moves are going to be winning you the game. Good start for Paparazzi, already bringing in Bottle.
Very important advantage to have this early on. Anything to help out Paparazzi. You can see Jin-Q is already basically out of mana, but he's got that clarity, and he's going to pull that creep wave. Arcane Curse will take care of that clarity. Another sentry coming through. Did throw a Fissure on the post and tell Timber to try and come get this kill, but level 1, all he's got is the reactive armor. There's no way that they're going to be getting it. Monet, who for the longest time in game number 2 was 0-0-0. See if he has a similar game like that, where he just has this chance to just continue farming. You can see this early death on XM has given Storm a pretty significant advantage in the scenes.
Massive difference in this mid lane. This was supposed to be the lane where he's the oppressor, where he's trying to put some extra pressure onto him, still on his high ground. Thank you. Boots of speed available. He's going to be A-okay. We'll try to run away. Two observer wards that you pointed out are going to scout out any kind of movement that Xinkyu on the Earthshaker wants to do pre-level 6, because this was the whole idea as well. This is something that he does really well. Check the runes, maybe get a good block off in the mid lane, and with shrapnel damage, shrapnel flow, you should be able, in theory, to kill off Storm Spirit pre-level 6. You got one, but there's going to be a second one.
That's
Slightly out of the range.
Quite get it. Sentry in the middle river doesn't get it either. Sneaks its way into existing for probably the entirety of the duration. You take a look over bottom, and you can see just CS-wise, it's all dire at the moment. They're getting heavily out-CS'd in all lanes. This could definitely turn into being a problem. And how do you think this affects Vici moving forward?
Their lineup is a bit slower. Sniper, he doesn't really want to rotate. AA also wants somebody else to set things up. Shaker position 4. We don't usually see it. We've seen it only once. He needs a bit of a time. And so does Timbersaw. So Vici Gaming, they want to be playing a bit of a slower game. Even their carry doesn't get involved early on. Maybe you're going to see twin gate rotation to try to backstab the enemy carry if the lane is in a good spot. But other than that, the heroes don't really join that early on. Yang in trouble bottom.
Yeah, he is quite low and ends up dead here. Why getting that kill? And it looks like they're going to get a tombstone there too. 25 gold for Shiro, telekinesis. Why? Trying to get the freeze on Bobuka, keep him close. So Shiro could have another avalanche to get a kill. And will throw out the avalanche, but doesn't quite get him. And now they're looking to maybe even turn around. He's got telekinesis and 7 has a Lotus, but won't commit on.
It wasn't even close. Getting that Rubik, still had Lotus, had Tango up and running. Getting a kill on Undying in the laning stage does feel good. Also, not sure if he needs Null Talisman on Undying. I think that's a bit of a waste, especially because you have Soul Ring available. That gives you almost infinite mana. A lot of the times you see, this is something that Miero plays from the off lane. He does pick up Lotus Orb as his first item. In this one, you really wouldn't get the value out of Lotus Orb other than Sniper's Assassinate or removing Cold Feet. Removing Whirling Death, but that's literally nothing, so he will need to find a different way to itemize in this game. Xinkyu making a move.
Here's going to be bottom of both
Poloson.
teams. He hasn't shown himself yet, but here's the Watcher. Shows that he's there. Tombstone down. Why again? Cold Feet. Now the attempt to try and get the kill to Yang, and he's going to freeze over. Got this Tombstone that's being handled by Y, but he still dies to the Tombstone. Eventually they get the kill and the Tombstone for XM.
Extra 125 gold twice. That's 250. XM managing to TP. These are the type of fights that they need. They, as we said, their lineup is not very good at rotating, so all they have to do is wait until Dire makes the move, and then they can react to it. So don't keep the lanes with your supports. Make sure you have them at all times. Shiro. He does have healing salve.
Going with this amplified damage. Now just walking down his mid. Wide down bottom, Arcane Curse, the damage onto this Ancient Apparition again. All lightning with the amplified damage, but Xinkyu is here. Fissure connects, and not a lot of mana for Paparazzi, but enough to get to the other side of the fissure. Will it matter, though? They've got the Assassinate. Fairy Fire will survive.
They can't really protect all 3 lanes. Timbersaw is going to be A-okay in the top lane, but the bottom lane, this observer ward placed by Poloson is going to give them vision. They see Shiro, who's currently sitting at 60% HP. They can try to play aggressive one more time. Tombstone is ready.
TP's available if they can make this rotation. Arcane Curse, and again, the chase is on. The Tombstone is used. Shiro is low. Avalanche comes out. He's still silenced. they will even bring over the Storm Spirit to get this kill, which means they're going to get 2 because Y goes on Pelosive for a second and ends up losing his life. Bobica getting credit for that double kill.
Very good start for them. And they don't have that much tower damage, but they're also having 3 heroes constantly in the bottom lane. And now Monet is going to be the one shifting. He's the one going through the Twin Gate. Bog still yet to be involved, getting some good levels, good amount of farm in the top lane.
It's not like they're quite getting this tower so quickly, but nobody's going to come to try and defend this.
They've had enough. Why? He died 4 times in 8 minutes. Shin-Q. Trying to go for Rune. It's top. And Sniper, I talked about his itemization that he previously did earlier today. Going for that Mage Slayer. It's a good amount of protection. It gives you extra bit of magic resistance, reduces their spell damage. So even against Storm Spirit, it does feel nice in a way where you get 1 click on him. He's not going to be able to kill you because Storm is all about that magical damage early on. Yang. They want to try to wrap around, maybe find a kill. Jin-Q in a good spot for the Fissure block.
Fissure block connects, but Yang, he's got that level 6, and he's got Tombstone available. Avalanche comes in, the damage is out. Yang throws down the Tombstone. Just a free 125. Ball Lightning XM, he's caught. He is most likely dead with Monet making the rotation too, and they'll also get Jin-Qs, so that ends up being 5 heroes down bottom for the side of the Dire.
And they're not done. Seems like they want to make something happen in the top lane. Also dropping this Tombstone is just giving them free gold because he also had Ceaseless Surge ready. Could have TP'd in. Maybe summoned the Tombstone after. All of a sudden, he's alone in the top lane. Trying to get his level 6. We'll have it after this creep wave. Also, a good amount of intelligence stolen. These are not the heroes that like getting their int stolen early on. Tiny, Shaker. Sniper's A-okay. He's going to have the mana regen at least because of the item build. Paulson is going to pause the game. He was having some ping issue. Yeah, he was saying some 140 ping in game number 1 or game number 2.
Game 2 long enough where I don't even remember if that was the beginning of game 2 or not.
It was a long game, 69-minute game.
Nice. Well, you know, it's so far 2K lead for Refuser. How do you feel about Vici's chances?
They're very good at counter-responding. They need, as we said, they're going to be looking to farm it up. But the next couple of minutes, they are lacking levels. Like, this is 10 minutes in. Shaker's only level 3. AA's level 4. Somebody will need to play the game. I think they need to play around XM because he's the one who can actually deal the damage. He maxed out Shrapnel.
Reconnecting to the game, taking a look at the items around for everybody. We're all good to go. On our way, we continue. Bach, he's top of the net worth. Wondering when he's going to look to get involved with this game. And Pelosi, not liking the ping, he's going to pause the game once again. Taking some time to
make something up. What is he doing right now?
Has he tried unplugging it and plugging it back in?
You could work in tech support. That's what they say.
Yeah.
This is such a cool looking set on Undying. Undying has some really based sets, I gotta say.
They're all interesting. He does have
has
some
Medusa
really
on his
ones.
shoulder. I think he also has one with Death Prophet as well. Has Tide Hunter. Yeah, look at him on the back.
He has the Gladiator one. That's a cool set. The Mushroom one is pretty cool.
Yeah, not sure what that is on top of his head. It's some starfish.
It's a starfish, yeah.
Yeah. It's Patrick.
It's a giraffe.
And another one on his ass.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's a tattoo. Look at him.
Oh, okay.
And what is that coming out of him in the back?
The octopus?
No. Zoom out. So it looks like a gas. He's a smelly boy.
I see what you're saying. Okay, hold on. Let me take a look. I don't think anything he's got has... It's ambient effects, potentially, from one of his items. Or it could just be the phase boots that he's got going right now with the curiosity effect that you unlock. Rubik. I like this set. Rubik's got some good sets too.
He does.
Is this your card? Me.
I heard
holding up
you're
a
very
Magic
good
card.
at blackjack. Is that true?
Me? I'm okay.
Yeah.
I was pretty good back in my day.
What was your day back in the day when?
I don't know. I've never really had a day. I like the sniper set too. But I like the full sniper set. The whole kit and caboodle.
He's the little Joker. Look at him.
Ha 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 ha! Tickets to the arcade! Which is why those ducks are there. It's the small details. You ever do any of those shooting games? Like a shooting gallery? With like the
no,
little
not-
pellet or cork
Radiant are
guns?
scanning.
No, not really.
They're very fun.
Dire's top
I liked the
tower is
rides
under
when I
attack.
was younger, and then when I got older, I kept getting sick from them, so I kind of stopped.
You don't like the rides anymore? You get sick?
No,
Come on.
I don't know. Something changed.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
When you finally come to the U.S., I'll take you to Six Flags Great Adventure.
Dire's top tower has
We'll go
fallen.
on some cool rides.
Yeah, can't wait to vomit. Let's see this smoke. Monet leading the charge. Shinkyu only level 3.
Fissure blocks out Pelosin and Bobica, but it doesn't quite matter. They get the kill there out of the Earthshaker very quickly. Ball Lightning looking for more, trying to get a kill on XM. And he will get run all the way down by Paparazzi. This feels like a revenge game for him.
They also didn't have to use global silence at all. Playing around Paparazzi, seems like they figured it out. Make sure that he is having a good game. 2-0 and 3. He's the one getting all the runes and also even stealing some of the stacks here.
Radiant's middle tower
Oh, stolen Fissure.
Dire's top tower is under
Yikes, that's a tough one to go up against. Also, the difference in levels between the tier to the position 4 is Bobica's double his level. What's the experience difference? This got to be massive. 7%, 3 levels.
XM in trouble again.
Fissure.
This time
Little
with
Valley
global.
made. Global silence used, and Ice Blast is flying in. It hovers over 3 heroes, but unless they have the damage to follow it up, this won't quite matter. Maybe they can get Monet, and he will shatter. They'll get the kill, they'll look and trade as they take out the Ancient Apparition.
Man, this is the most that I've seen Silencer have stolen in a professional game in a long time. A lot of the times the game doesn't allow
this
you to
point,
play
for
like
sure.
this. Yeah, 12 at 12 minutes is pretty insane. Sure, now you get 2 when the target is still silent, so you're getting a lot if you're killing them during global. But Mana Boost's already online on him. Still 1k gold lead for them because they are bringing in numbers. They moved as a unit for the last 2 minutes. They are getting the kills. They are leading in XP department. But if you look at Bach, he's having a good time. He does have level 10, good amount of farm on top of the net worth.
You can see some of what Timber offers in that last fight when he gets in, just barely. But Bach wanting that Blink Dagger, he's finished off that Kai Assange now, and I mean, we've seen Timber just 1v9 games. He does seem like that kind of hero.
He definitely could. All they need to do is stabilize it a little bit. XM about to finish off his first big item. That's going to be Mage Slayer that we talked about. Tiny does have Echo Sabers, so they can continue to farm up. Jinkyu is the one who's struggling. Still level 4. Boboka, mega kill on him. Some really
Dying in
good
the
cheap
stolen
spells to
shrapnel.
steal.
Yeah.
Shrapnel, Fissure, anything from Timbersaw is going to feel good. Avalanche.
Both the supports on the dire side have gotten a lot out of the beginning parts of this game. This is similar, the opposite way of last game, where Vici had more kills. They were up 18-9, but were down in net worth at a certain point. So this might turn around and look that way for Vici.
Definitely could. I mean, their high ground defense, even tower defense in general, is very good. They would love to have Earthshaker get some more levels. 14 minutes in, he's still level 4.
Storm's at this point in the game where both supports are so underfarmed on the side of Vici that he can just abuse them if they step out too far. Especially when he's roaming around with Boboka like this. That's the second support that he got in the same spot.
Radiant are scanning.
No Echo Slam, no Blink Dagger.
Under attack.
There's just so much lacking here. Very uncharacteristic of a Jinkyu game.
He died 3 times. He lost some int, and you can see that he doesn't have much to offer. So I want to see if he decides to pick up Shard to keep the distance and play like this, or if he somehow manages to get a kill and then you have like 1700 gold, you're probably going to pick up a Blink Dagger. But maybe better play is if he keeps the distance. XM, he's in trouble again.
Yeah, up on the high ground, the Vortex. Damage just not enough, and XM is dead once more. He is dead for the 5th time this game in just these 15 minutes.
Bach will need to step it up. He's going to need to be used very soon as a body for his sniper. Tiny going into a Blink Dagger. A cheaper option compared to Shadow Blade. It gives you more maneuverability in a fight, but you can't really backstab enemy support, something that we've seen Tiny do ever since Tiny became popular as a carry, where he finds the back lines, kills one of the supports, then you take the fight 4v5. He's still gonna go for it eventually, but the first item, Blink Dagger, is more about his positioning, because it does give you better positioning.
Stepping up on the 16 minutes, 2,000 net worth lead. Drow still kind of doing things for free. Looking for that early Aghanim Scepter. 2,000 gold away from it. Storm, of course, leading the charge. 16 galvanized stacks. Ooh-wee. That is a lot coming in Millhouse here for Paparazzi. Some have said that he might have slowed down a little bit. I don't agree. He's looked good in pretty much every game he's played.
Second game, he had like 2 really sus deaths where he was like in this area where we're seeing him right now, where he died once and then he died again. Global Silence is at the ready if they need to split the fight. Jinkyu did pick up Shard of his own, so he wants to keep the distance, use that Fissure. Boboka does have 3 shrapnel charges. He broke the smoke.
As the shrapnel charges, doesn't get a chance to use them, though. He's got 8 Curiosity stacks, by the way.
Infinite scaling lineup. Yeah, Silencer, Rubik, and Storm Spirit with Galvanized.
Technically with the Galvanized, yeah. Now Bach's got this Blink Dagger, so he can close the gap. Did he commit to the Shard? He did. So, Shard committed for this Earthshaker. It's still Blink Dagger next. Probably I would say after these arcane boots. They see him, though. They've got this vision inside the river. They know where these heroes are at, and they're smoked up. They're looking ready to go. Running into Bach might not be the best first hero to jump into, but the Ice Blast, and look at the damage immediately onto Paparazzi. He's trying to survive by Ball Lightning through the Ice Blast, but the toss onto 3 heroes, and Storm Spirit is going to survive.
He's very tanky. Does have Mystical, 10% magic resistance, making the difference there, and also tankiness from Kaya Sanj. Go back to full HP almost, Boboka. Sitting there de-warding. Oh man, Boboka, what have you done? Twice in the same spot.
Yeah. That's back-to-back right there. Got another Obs here. So they've got the Obs in the river, Obs on the high ground. Yang, he's moving forward. He's got a BKB. He's ready to go. This is going to be a kill onto the Ancient Apparition. But the Fissure with the Avalanche toss, Yang felt confident with a BKB and maybe overplayed his hand. Not how you play blackjack.
Thanks for the tip. He's back, though. He is back with Ceaseless Dirge. Didn't pop that BKB, and we've seen this from them in game number 2, where they get a pick off, somebody uses big spell, immediately they go into Roche Pit. Why? He knows. They're using the scan, ALT. Probably gonna connect, but it's only on 2 heroes. One already has Shield Rune, so they're more than fine. Roshan dropping low. Doesn't seem like they want to take that fight.
No shard on that Ice Blast. Doesn't look like there's going to be a shard on that Ice Blast for a long time. If at all.
It's a cool upgrade, but it's also a very expensive one.
Yeah.
You need to buy a team item, can't really rush Shard. Shaker can, though, but as a position 5, you still need to be able to give some kind of a support to your carry and mid laner, and this time around, it's going to be extra bit of a barrier, extra bit of attack speed.
I was wondering if they were going to try and get Tormentor on the side of Vici, but now it's just hitting into 20 minutes, and the side of the Dire are right near this Tormentor. But responding is Vici. They are smoked up, and we saw in a previous game they were just a second too late to getting this Tormentor, but without the Storm, without the Rubik, I don't think the Dire have enough heroes here to really commit to this, and this might be a moment where Ancient Apparition does get that upgrade in the Shard if they take the Tormentor. They were looking for kills. They won't find anybody. And it'll be between him and Sniper to get their Shard currently. But they're not even going to commit to going for the Torm.
They are afraid of Global Silence if they catch them off guard. Paulson still having some internet issues.
Cool Courier. That's the one from the Monster Hunter, right? Monster Hunter collaboration we had.
People have been
Man,
saying
got
on
the yes
Reddit
from the mouse.
that something else is cooking. Another Monster Hunter collab. We'll see if that's true. There's a lot of
Another Monster Hunter
misinformation.
collab?
Yeah, people spread a lot of misinformation. You got to filter it out. I get tricked by these AI videos. As a
No,
boomer,
you
I'm like,
don't.
"Oh, man."
Stop.
I'm like, no way, this is real. And then it's actually not real. But I already sent it to my friends, so I look stupid.
Well, you said you sent it to your friends. I never got them.
Yeah, friends.
Jesus. Each other for so long. I send you all the fun reels. All the good ones. Not the AI ones. What do you believe in out there?
Aliens.
Oh my
The
god.
truth is out there. That's what they said. That's what they taught me when I was watching X-Files when I was younger.
My hair is big enough. I could do the aliens picture that you know.
It's the aliens
Yeah, the guy who's got his hands up.
on
It's
History
alien.
on History Channel.
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
way.
yeah. I get set up for that. 21 minutes in, Shrine taken by Yang. We're back into the game as we've unpaused here. Yang looking to go into the Harpoon. But Blink first. He's got that queued. to insta-buy.
I don't know how I feel about it. Does he want to scale? Because I already talked about itemization, something that Miro does, who's one of the best offlaners in the world at the moment. And he does go for Lotus, or this time around it's not a good Lotus game, so he would need to find something else. Because Lotus is kind of the item that gives you everything. It gives you mana, it gives you protection, and it also gives you armor, which is the most important thing. A lot of the times you are just gonna die, and it makes you super tanky. And we saw that BKB, if he didn't pop it in the previous fight, he could still die from 100 to 0 easily.
Ice Blast. They would have loved that shard on Rubik. But again, it goes to a silencer. It's kind of whack.
It's such a massive difference if you get this in a Rubik compared to Silencer, whose shard is not gonna say useless. It's a free upgrade, but compared to Rubik, who can save your allies, it's just a massive difference. Still, pretty even game. Vici Gaming managed to get relatively good recovery. They have double Shadow Blade as well, supports, even cores. Storm Spirit, he will need to invest good amount of gold into dusts, and they might also need to pick up some earlier gem. Bach
Definitely
does
would
have
help.
BKB available.
Storm Spirit. Telekinesis, Vortex, but Bach, very tanky. Pops BKB. Ice Blast does connect onto the Storm Spirit, but nothing really more coming from them. Now they've got a Blink Dagger on this Earthshaker. Chance for a Echo Slam. To
Slightly
have some
premature BKB, I gotta say. Maybe he was afraid that there's gonna be some kind of follow-up, but they already used Lift, so there isn't much left.
See what they can do here as they throw the Fissure out. They've got this shard. They might want to go for Monet. He's got 50 seconds left on this Aegis. A chance for them to just make him uncomfortable. Assassinate's flying forward and might be able to just poke down the Aegis that he's got with this tier 1 tower. Looking very dead. Tiny's bottom, Timber, as well as Ancient Apparition are down there, so this tower is going to be conceded. Team Refuser. They will find themselves the Tiny. Shiro going to get invis. And they've got the vision. They go to the Global Silence. He's trying to run away. He's got some help here with the Pavis coming out from the Ancient Apparition. The Avalanche turnaround, but now Jinkyu shows up. Ice Blast is there. They get a kill on a Paparazzi. A big kill for the side of Vici to get that Storm. The Aegis expires, and now how comfortable are Refuser feeling? As Vici showing their potential, looking to be reborn. They need to go forward and find themselves a storm of power and show themselves the thunder of what they can do. But if Vici can't pull it off, Refuser, we're in a good spot now. We're behind by 2,000 net worth.
They're definitely back. They managed to stabilize in the last couple of minutes, getting some good pickoffs, getting some decent trades as well. And I said that they need an early gem. Polison did buy it. Gonna give it to Storm Spirit. He needs to be able to find this sniper in the back lines, but he's also gonna be very tanky. He is getting BKB, he is getting Shard of his own. Even extra bit of a movement speed from Shadow Blade will force Storm Spirit to go and use extra bit of a mana. I think this time around, during Global Silence, they're not gonna be able to achieve as much as they would like to. Again, not having that much control in a lineup like this. Draw Ranger would love to have somebody to soak up the damage, control them. Undying is not that type of a hero. He's been roaming around, not really farming much, and that also means that he's going to start to fall off. He's not going to be able to scale.
Seeing the item timing, fastest on this hero by 8, almost 9 minutes for the Rubik. With this slight lead, what can Vici look to do is Roche is going to potentially be up in a minute and a half. Need to give some time for XM to farm, but he is now ahead of the Storm Spirit. They've got that gem. Amplified damage. Do they want to smoke? Do they want to make a play here? Try and pull back the net worth deficit that they've fallen into by losing the Storm, and maybe Storm feels a little bit uncomfortable after losing his life in that last exchange.
Vici Gaming, they feel comfortable, however, slowing the game down, farming 3 BKBs. Tiberso already has his, but there's going to be another one on Sniper and Tiny. Tiny just finished his. Sniper needs another 1,000 gold.
They've taken this time to just kind of fall back. They do have a smoke available on the Ancient Apparition. Still holding the Echo Slam as they can go and almost level 12 here for Jinku. But do they have the vision to find anybody out? The obs and vision from the Dire has been quite good for them up to this point. Radiant vision doesn't really cross the river that much, if at all. So they're smoking, maybe trying to get Monet behind the tier 2 tower if they can jump to it.
Bolison showed up in the mid lane.
Ice Blast, so Shiro might have a chance. They land this scan.
But
They
the
know that
scan
he's
connected.
farming this camp, but the problem is he's moved back. Not sure it's going to matter. Avalanche comes in, so does the Fissure. He's behind the gate. Now the TP comes out from Paparazzi. He'll stop that.
Very nice read from Monet. After seeing that somebody used the scan on the other side, immediately goes through these little gates, knowing that they can't really jump him through there. Very nice read.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Keeping himself alive.
His top tower is
And
under attack.
just trying to get to this BKB. Global Silence. That comes out as XM's jumped. XM's gone. Amplified damage here on Paparazzi. Bach might jump in. He's got the Chakram, the damage, the Echo Slam, but the BKB is going to be popped, and they're able to get away. Paparazzi now looking to turn this around. They've got the Tombstone on the high ground, and the Fissure's going to be stolen. That blocks in Bach. He gets the Timber Chain across the Fissure and is able to leave. But a good fight again here for Refuser.
Yeah, finally fighting back after having that early lead. Finding the opportunity, finding the sniper before he has BKB. This was amplified damage on the Storm Spirit. And this earlier gem pickup that we talked about is
Under attack.
really paying off. They need to move as a unit, try to remove some of the obs. There is one obs available in the top part of the map when they were making a move onto Monet, and one right now in the triangle. But they already got the value. 2 Invis heroes plus some casual observer wards that you're going to find along the way.
29 minutes. Monet grabbing that shrine. He's closing in on level 20. Wants this butterfly next.
Radiant's bottom
He's behind Bach in net worth, but Bach at times feels like his... Never mind.
Say it. Finish your
No,
sentence.
no, I won't. We're good. I'll shut up. That wasn't one of the times.
I mean, he's involved in 6 out of 9 kills. Nice. He's also not dying, which is pretty impressive for a game like this. He's the highest level hero in the game. Level 20, super tanky. Went for Chakram, whirling that stat loss as well. So gonna be super tanky, and he's also gonna be dealing insane amount of damage. Shiva's Guard, bigger AoE for his spells, and also providing vision for the rest of the team. For Tiny to choose the target. Harpoon also finished now on Tiny. BKB flying out for XM. This is the big timing. This is where they need to strike. Try to find another opportunity. Try to find another pickoff and maybe turn that into Roche. Or they could try to just kill Roche because they feel super strong right now. They could do it on their own without even trying to force something. Try to find the pickoff before the Roche.
Like that Undying has switched away from that harpoon that he
Yes,
wanted.
this is your core item, lowering the cooldown, and if you hit level 20, your decay is on such short cooldown that you can keep spamming it every 2 seconds.
They'll go for Bach, the Fissure back
Stolen
and
Fissure.
forth. The Global Silence is used, and now they're going to go for this Earthshaker, get the kill before he's able to get an Echo Slam drop down. BKB's pop by XM, throwing some damage on the Yang. Ice Blast lands out of Paparazzi, who's still got that BKB going. We're going to get a kill on the Innocents, and with the rest of the team backing away, that's going to be 2 for the side of Refuser. And blows in.
Everybody's
Dead as
TPing
they
out.
TP out.
They have no ways of stopping the TPs from getting off while they have BKBs. This is World War Z. That was a good movie.
I don't know.
I don't know. For a zombie movie, it was a pretty good movie.
I Am Legend is one of those really good zombie movies, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's good, but the dog dies, so it makes me sad.
Spoilers! Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the movie came out like just yesterday, so yeah, I really spoiled it for people. Sorry.
Yeah, they get the ring back into the volcano, guys. Spoilers.
Spoil your favorite movie. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
I don't like that movie. Stop telling people I like this movie.
Radiant's bottom tower
It has your name in the movie, and you're really not the biggest fan of the plot. You're like, it makes no sense. Yeah, like other movies make sense.
Yeah, they do. I mean,
Like
a
you
lot
can't
of
go
movies.
back in time. Like, yeah, sure, drama movies, but
What is it? What do his bones do? He just gets smaller? His bones shrink? Sure. Okay.
I've seen other parts of body that they can that can shrink. So I can.
I don't want to know about what you're seeing shrinking at all.
Map is shrinking right now for Vici Gaming. They are moving as one unit. Feels like the global signs, the start that he did have on Poloson isn't really transitioning into that much. I mean, you can't really farm with Silencer. You're not getting any priority. But he did buy Gem, however, so that's a good amount of gold spent for his Storm Spirit. So he doesn't have to spend gold, and queuing up a refresher, having that greedy GPM.
I like the GPM. A little greed in my life. Parasma. Finished for the Storm. Paparazzi 7, 1, and 8. Heavy impact in this one. Faster than the average Storm. They are still grouped up. They have done this a lot. They have held hands and tethered each other for a lot of this game. Which we've talked about before, which is a little bit of a reason in which they haven't taken a bigger lead at this point. They might find Shiro. He is invis, a bunch of blinks, some dust, a harpoon to get away, but the ball lightning follow-up. And now we'll steal the tree grab. Not the best spell to steal, but they've got the decay. They'll go into the BKB. They hit the toss. They've got the avalanche, and they'll throw the tree. He'll TP out.
I also
And
like that,
Shiro gets away.
that he's using his combo, a couple of right clicks, knowing that they can't really stop him from getting the BKB TP off. And Undying is now online, level 18, soon to be 20. Needs another good fight, but the decay cooldown is going to bring it down to 2-second cooldown, and then you can just keep spamming that. Global Silence, Paparazzi, he's in.
Yeah, and Boba gets the kill in the Jin Q there. Global Silence to try and save the Earthshaker.
I love what they have in their quick buys after seeing that they have no follow-up stuns. Their only instant initiation is going to be Rubik. 3 hexes queued up. 1 on Rubik, 1 on Undying, and 1 on Storm.
And a refresher for Pelosin, of course. Hydra's Breath in the midst of being built here for XM. How do you think that smells, Hydra's Breath?
I don't know. What do they eat? Are they like
They're
Komodo dragons that they just eat? I mean, this could be... Yeah, so you believe in Hydras, but you don't believe in Benjamin Button
I
getting
didn't
smaller.
say I believe in them. I was just saying, in theory, potentially, what is something that they might eat
I'll scan.
as a Hydra?
Like something rotten, I don't know. Like Undying, probably. That's the smell that we've seen on
Ice
screen
Blast.
when he was using phase
Cold
boost.
feet. Killing a Bobaga. Still Ice Blast for a
Stolen.
second.
Yeah. Had it for a second, and now he doesn't. Amplified damage available. Shiro is going to pick it up. This could be the fight for
Whoa.
them.
Oh, God, Paparazzi. He ends up dead. Bot gets the kill there. The amplified damage in the hands of this Tiny, and oof, God. Jesus. writing a Roche off that. Storm, what was the death summary there? He took a lot of damage so quickly. Unable to survive and get that BKB off to any sort of chance to turn that around or just to escape with his life. Now that puts an Aegis in the hands of Vici, where Refuser can't come over and stop this in any way.
I gotta say, I don't know where these percentages are coming from. This is 33% to 66, 67. It just feels like the lineup that they have scales really well. Maybe because we haven't seen too much of a Drow Ranger. She's super farmed, level 22, just finished off her shard as well. Butterfly plus Aghanim Scepter. It's a lot of damage. We haven't seen her join in some of these fights yet.
Bauble for the Drow. But taking a look at some of these other neutrals. Of course, the Conjurer's Catalyst for XM. How do you feel about Conjurer's Catalyst for Sniper?
Interesting. I'm not sure which choices he did have.
It's the one thing I ask for. Is if we don't see the choices before they pick, I'd like to know the history of the choices they had. It's a smart idea, Ben. Thanks, Lacoste.
No, it's good. That's actually a good one. I'm not sure if he had Flair's Boda available, but this is also a good amount of damage over time that you're dealing with your Mage Slayer, Conjurer's Catalyst. XM. We're gonna get Tormentor. Shard for Y. 38 minutes in. They will have that extra bit of a stun available. Refresher. Online for Silencer. GPM kicked in.
Double silence, how do they deal with this? For Vici, they're up 3k, they've got an Aegis, but can they beat a double global? They can't get their hands on Monet or Storm. One of them is going to have free reign on a fight. But they smoked up, and now they've got this Hydra's Breath. It's all timing out really well for Vici to take a fight here. They're wrapping around. They've got the scan. That connects. Jump in. BKB early. Paparazzi, he's got to try and make something happen, but who can he go for? Does he want to take the tanky Bach? No, not really. Global Silence comes out again, but XM's going to start hitting onto the Storm Spirit, who no longer has the BKB. Yang drops this Tombstone right in front of the eyes of Vici.
Interesting. He went for Tombstone, extra 4 attacks to kill it at level 20.
Well, that did all of nothing for that Tombstone.
Yeah, you're playing against Tiny with Echo Saber AC. Sniper's gonna shoot it from the distance. I gotta say, these items on Sniper, if you showed me and said, guess which hero buys these items, not sure if I'd be able to guess it correctly. The Mage Slayer kind of, especially with the neutral item, that's the one that sticks out the most.
Sniper really liking his nice blast. Hold on. Hold that thought for a second, because Tiny's looking to catch up to Monet. Won't quite get there, but they are still looking to chase. TP gets out. Rest of these heroes will escape. And as I was saying, XM really does like the bottom left to top right corner items. Very important.
Very important indeed. They want to be playing the longer fights. You see that they want to jump in, survive through Global Silence, maybe pop a BKB and then try to reset. Really love the build on Jinkyu. This is something that he did in game number 1 when he was playing against Silencer on Rubik, getting Guardian Greaves so that he could dispel at least one Global Silence and then try to surprise them with the Blink Initiation. And also going for the second way of dispelling things, BKB queued up next. Undying, he's starting to fall off. He's not getting anything done in the fights. He's not scaling.
He wants this Hex, but they haven't really gained a lot of gold since kind of queuing it up, right? And I'm a little worried about this 4 attacks to Tombstone. I really think he should have taken the Decay, right?
If they feel like they can protect the tombstone, those extra hits, maybe he gets a soul rip. Could make a difference in a fight. Okay, now we finally see the damage coming out from him, where he's sitting on the high ground, dealing that damage. Butterfly, he's also bobbling. How many bobbles do we have? One on Silencer, or no? Yeah, he does have it, but he still didn't pick it up. Using that GPM enchantment for now.
Dire's top
Now look at some of the choices here for Pelosin, but he's gonna hold greedy. Holding greedy to try and get into an Aghanim Scepter. Is that worth the next item, you think, the Aghanims for Silencer?
Yeah, I don't think there is a better item. It could stop Shaker from getting... Like, he has only one way of dispelling things. Might
Right.
have a BKB for the next fight when it occurs, but yeah, I'm totally fine with this. I don't think you can get a better overall item. Maybe Hex. We've seen Y pick up Hex in the previous game when the game was about to end, but they also have triple Hex queued up, so you don't want to have like bazillion Hexes on the team. Somebody will still need to deal the damage. Level 25 on Draw Ranger. Extra multi-shot waves. He went for multi-shot damage as well. Cooldown, all the left talents. Actually, all 4 talents are multi-shot related.
Interesting. +2 multi-shot waves, multi-shot damage. God damn. All the multiing makes you feel like Ogre Magi at times.
I miss that hero. Nowhere to be seen. I do
want him
feel,
back.
however, that considering that we are in this turret meta, where you're playing Shadow Fiends, Raw Rangers, Wind Rangers, he could fit in nicely, giving them extra bit of attack speed, especially the Draw Ranger, good body to soak up the damage.
Ooh, scan connected for a second. Now the smoke, the wrap, the play. Can they make it? They threw the obs on the high
Shin Q,
ground.
first point of
Shin Q's gonna
contact,
be
gets
spotted.
hexed.
Gets hexed immediately. Dies so quickly. The damage out. They got that one. Global Silence comes through, and now they're going to try and get the kill on a Paparazzi. The damage overwhelming him. He needs to get out of here. Ball lightning all the way to the peninsula as the Global Silence comes out again. Ancient Apparition gets up out of the high ground. Yang, he's getting hit by XM, who pops his BKB. They're going to kill into Bobica. They're going to throw the Ice Blast unneeded, as he's already dead. They'll also get the Tombstone back alive with the Ceaseless Dirge. Storm did survive. They got the kill there onto the Rubik, but they end up giving away their Earthshaker.
Sure, he was hesitating there for like a half a second whether he needs to use the BKB straight away. Does have 2 toss charges, so could have maybe BKB'd immediately. Tossed Storm twice with the damage from Sniper. Should be enough to get the kill.
This is a massive lead now for Vici. Something we talked about in the draft was it's going to be hard to go high ground against Vici. But they also have a lineup that takes high ground very well. How do you hold here for Dire? Because it won't be easy.
has fallen. Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Seems like it's going to be Refuser's turn to try and hold this game. The way that Vici tried and lost in game number 2. We'll have the Rubik
Easy
back
in
up.
and out. Shiro goes in Silver Edge, 2 hits with Harpoon, brings the AC aura to the buildings. They hit it twice, and now they're back to farming.
How's that Harpoon to try and just get a couple of hits, have that connection, and hold on to these heroes and close the gap. He's level 25 now, has those 2 toss charges. Can he find anybody here? They have the Hex available on Storm. Maybe they get a kill on a Shiro before he's able to escape if he gets hexed up. But it's now Dota Plus up 13,000, saying 50-50 basically.
I don't know who they hate on Radiant team. Like, who could it be? Definitely not Sniper. He's one of the best defenders in the game. I don't even know who it is. Like, what's causing this? Because maybe we're overlooking the power that Dota
Blast?
Plus always gives to Storm Spirit.
Yang, that's not
You
going
got
to help.
clipped.
You've already been hit by Ice Blast, and now you're dead. They're going to look over as... Ooh, Sniper's in trouble. They get the kill into XM. They're going to look through for Ancient Apparition. Ends up being a 1-for-1 where Sniper just doesn't have buyback. Neither does this Undying. He doesn't have the Seuss's Dirge either. Obagagon make it a second. Timbersaw gets the kill. He's unstoppable.
Bach didn't die a single time this game. And he's also super annoying. Once he goes in with Overwhelming Blink and Shiva's Guard, providing vision, canceling some of the Blink daggers as well, and slowing them down, it is very difficult for you to play the game. Providing vision for the team, potentially Shaker gets the Echo Slam. No Global Silence, Refresher's coming off cooldown. Shiro, he's looking.
He's hunting. A
They
rock
could
in
see
their
AC
natural
Aura.
habitat.
They could see AC Aura on the creeps.
Dire's middle barracks are
Wilson desperately trying to farm here. He is off in the side of the jungle, just trying to get anything he can. Instead racks are gone. That's it. One set gone, 2 to go. And Roshan will roar, but how do you even get in on this? Really doesn't seem like there's a way. Roche soon to be taking XM back in. They still have that outpost, and that's going to be now an Aegis for the Sniper. Refresher Shard given over to the Earthshaker.
He needs to keep the distance. I also want to see which item he is going to commit with, because you can see his thought process where he needs a BKB, then they pick up some hexes. Now he was thinking about, Octarine Core, but I think this is the item, or he needs to pick up Aeon Disc. This is a very expensive item that he can also use on his allies, so overall a better choice. And getting good amount of gold, though.
Can they get the kill? Global Silence, Ancient Apparition's here. They go to the Tombstone. They should be able to find him, and they do. Bach dead for the first time this game. They want more. Why? Throws out that Ice Blast. BKB gets popped, and they will get the kill onto the Ancient Apparition. 2 years dead on the side of Vici.
XM is on a different side of the map. He doesn't have TP for 10 seconds.
Echo Slam? Not really sure what Yang's doing here. He's going to try and survive, but there's no way. And he drops a gem.
radiant are scanning.
That's pretty massive. This is the second gem, I believe, that they lost.
That's not good.
Definitely not good
They
when
still
you have
another
heroes.
gem.
Okay, then they're okay. They recovered one.
Well, I don't know if they recover what they just... There's 3 gems in the game, Lucas. There's so many gems. There's 2 in the base for the Radiant, 1 on this Rubik. Well, if at first your gem doesn't succeed, bye again.
It's for double invis. You need the double gem or dust plus
One
gem
in
combination.
Yeah.
Lincoln's getting delivered to Jinkyu. Also hit level 20 from that fight. Extra bit of a damage from Echo Slam. This is not one of those games where he's probably going to be getting some gigantic Echo Slams.
Global?
3-4 man. Global. Just to keep him alive. Sniper ready to siege the high ground. Aegis up and running.
Ooh, okay. Ice Blast, Bobica. This is a level 3 Ice Blast. And at level 20, probably taking that plus 4 second Ice Blast Frostbitten duration. So that'll make it 16. There it is. Long time to be frostbitten.
Long time no see. Really glad that this hero is back after giving him some buffs. The Chilling Touch, giving him
Hell
some
yeah.
extra bit of a damage on Cold Feet as well. It's starting to add up, especially with the Bone Chill. Another Lincoln Sphere on Sniper, so they have double. Aeon Disc as well available on Timbersaw. They want to counter these hexes that have been causing some issues for them. Off to the high ground, Bobacup in a good spot to steal things. Let's see how they're going to approach this block. Ready with the blink, overwhelming blink, and Shiva's guard.
Just jumps right in. They get the kill into Bobacup immediately, and Yang has to back up. BKB was used, but they took so much damage. The Fissure blocked him out for a second.
Nice play from Bach. He's backpacking his Aeon Disc so it doesn't get procced, even though he dropped below 50%. Keeps dropping it. Any instance of the damage will trigger.
Tower gone. Jinkyu still looking and searching for an Echo Slam. Lincoln's on cooldown. Can he jump in? XM continues to hit away at the base. And now the Aeon Disc is finally popped here on Bach. Ice Blast is going to land onto this back line where they're trying to jump this. And they've got the Tiny going in deep. The double Global Silence comes through, and Yang might just die here. He goes to the Soul Rip, but Shiro, he's in pretty far. They've got the Aegis on XM. They're trying to get a kill into Shiro. They just cannot kill him off. They're going to look for Bobaca. Assassinate flying his way. Telekinesis to try and save his life, but it ends up not doing enough. And he bought back, so he'll end up dead for 108 seconds. It's 4v the world to try and keep Refuser in this qualifier as Vici. They take down another set of racks, and they've got one more remaining. That's going to be up top.
30 seconds left on the Aegis. He wants the siege, wants to pump in as much damage as possible. That's their glyph. They are thinking, where do we want to go? Sniper also hit level 25. Shrapnel charge restore time. We'll have a lot of those. Right now he used all of them, but they will start to get in slowly. And you're going to be playing against Mega Creeps most likely, unless you do something about it.
Can they time this out where he doesn't pop the Aegis and they just get the kill? No, that was 1 second left. They might have been able to kill him. They just didn't take him out right before the Aegis. Now they're going to go for him a second time. Can they pull it off? Ice Blast gonna miss off to the side, somehow saving Monet, but no! Another Fissure comes in from Jinkyu to get the kill there on a Monet.
He refreshed for the Fissure just to get the kill on him. Gotta respect Jinkyu for this. No buyback available now on Monet. Sniper relatively low with his HP. Let's see how they approach this. There is a high ground ward that sees them right now. No Rubik for 35.
There was a chance that they could have killed him, but they were just a second too early, and the Aegis gets used. Now it's a 25,000 net worth lead. What do you do for Refuser?
If they get hit by an Ice Blast, like, you're out of the fight. Let's say they hit this on Monet. He's gone.
He's gonna global, but he's dead for 75 seconds. No buyback.
They want
and
Megas.
now Bach, he gets away with that BKB.
Tiny. He's dead.
Trying to get a kill here on a Shiro, and they do rip him apart. They chisel him down to nothing, and he's gone for 100 seconds.
Ooh, a little bit of a mistake. This
Megas.
is range barracks, though, so unhealable damage done to the barracks. It's basically 3 hits from Sniper. He's going to be able to kill it. Amplified damage also available on him. We've seen it. We've seen it a couple of times so far in the Chinese qualifiers that it's almost impossible to deal with Mega Creeps. Every single game that we've seen against Megas, there is no coming back. Especially because you're in this Tier 5 neutral item territory. Then you start sending out the books, Audacious with the Desolator as well. No way of protecting the Dire Ancient. You force the glyph out. All you have to do is go in and focus them during the BKB, especially because there are no BKB piercing abilities on the Dire side.
Storm moving a bit far forward. Maybe a bit too far forward. Oh dear. Paparazzi just out way too far. As buyback, but no Tiny for 20 seconds.
That's a lot of copium. Yeah, this is what you type or say to your teams in pub. I got buyback because you know you messed it up.
Guys, don't worry, I have buyback. We'll be okay.
Banner has been planted. Sniper, he wants to go in. He wants to kill off these barracks. Multiple shrapnels. Catapults are still alive, and catapults are going to finish off the job.
And they're going to jump Yang in. Ice Blast buyback coming out from the Storm Spirit to try and get XM. Ice Blast flies over both Yang as well as Paparazzi. They're going to have to be a little bit careful with the damage coming in from Monet to get the kill on XM. He doesn't have an Aegis this time around. Bach's going to pop that Aeon Disc. They'll try to get away. Now, ooh, the Glacier with the right clicks onto Bach, but he's able to get the BKB off. Global Silence comes out again, and they get the kill on XM. Now he's got buyback.
Do not underestimate the damage this Drow Ranger can do. That's 6 slotted Drow Rangers, 7 slotted if you count in her Aghanim Scepter that she also consumed to buy this Swift Blink. Can still get rid of Power Treads and maybe even needs a bit of a different item. Like Satanic is cool, but it's also not very effective against Ancient Apparition. Maybe it's got to be Divine Rapier.
Ice Blast.
Time. Start thinking about it.
Yang dead.
Yang is down. Ceases Urgent cooldown for 2 minutes. Does have buyback available.
They're going to potentially get Bach here. Look at the damage coming up from the Drow. Oi. Bach dead. You want our offlaner, we'll kill yours. XM, by the way, bought out. He doesn't have buyback anymore. Aegis would be very important.
From AA didn't clip anything.
No.
Let's see how they approach this. Monet, Fissure.
Oh! Monet! And Aegis. I got a little nervous. Tiny's nearby. Tiny with a shield rune is nearby. He's effectively got 8,000 health.
Could have been a disastrous fight if Monet dies there. That's GG. Oh, can he snipe him?
It's going to go over the top of him. No, no.
Ooh.
Moved out right.
I think it's time for AA to queue up a refresher. If you hit somebody with that ulti, like we talked about the way that you can finish the game, especially with the tier 5 neutral items, you get a connection onto them. They're out of the fight for 15 seconds.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I agree. The refresher. As what do we, Grandmaster Ancient Apparition? I go to the refresher. But nobody should be taking advice from me. But I really do think a refresher is really good in this situation for exactly the reasons that you said.
Yeah, it's either that or they pick up a Hex. I don't think I've
you're not getting that
item.
close, right? As
no, but I mean, you have a Blink Dagger, so you can have that.
Yeah.
But they also have ways of instant initiating with the Earthshaker. So I think they need to start thinking about potentially a situation where they're stuck, where they can't end the game, and try to find the item that can win you the game.
Your best efforts are usually from an Ancient Apparition that can stay back and alive and hit these Ice Blasts, but having that Blink, and if he does go for a Hex, will be interesting. He's closing in on level 25, and
he's not close. He's not closing in on 25. He needs to win the fight. But if he wins the fight, he wins the game.
Let me go. Just talking about, you know, do you take the 4% Ice Blast kill threshold or 450 AoE Cold Feet?
Both are really good in this scenario because they can shatter, or they can also, you can push them out with the AoE
Ice
Cold
Blast
Feet.
flying in, and actually doesn't even clip Yang. It's off the mark. He gets the BKB off as well as that ult. The Flesh Golem now, Assassinate flies through. He ends up surviving. Okay. Ice Blast a little bit off. Not his fault, though. He was tossed out of where it was going. Tiny about to hit level 30 in half a level. Is that close enough?
That's close enough, yeah.
Okay.
AA still needs full level. There is no XP shrine on their side of the map, but they are farming the neutral items. Let's see what they're going to be able to find. Sniper needs one more.
Dire's got baubles. They're bobbling. 3 baubles. Can they get more? It's hard for them to get out and really find a spot to farm their neutrals. Jingyu, Dazun, Bloodright. Same for Y.
Yeah, on Tiny, probably. Minotaur Horn with Fleet. Oh, no, he's going in.
Divine Regalia wants to take everybody out in a heartbeat.
700 damage, but the thing is, he doesn't have Daedalus with this build, so it's not as effective with Regalia.
No tier
Sniper
5s.
Deso, 2
Dire.
available. Minus 13 armor. Fallen Sky, debuff, spell amplification, ready on Timbersaw.
I love me some Stygian and Fallen Sky. I love Fallen Sky. It's one of my favorite tier 5 neutrals. So fun. Gotta get to these tier 5s for the Dire side just to hold out. Ice Blast! It clips Monet. He might want to get all the way back into base.
30
he's got
seconds
an
until
Aegis,
Aegis.
but-
They're gonna wait it out. They're gonna wait it out, and then it's go time. Seeing that they have no neutral items, Yang, he's
nowhere
outside of the
close.
base trying to farm those for his teammates.
They're nowhere close to getting their neutrals. Drow's at 3 of 10. Oh dear.
I think it's time to go, because they don't have their tier 5 neutral items.
You have such an advantage in moments like this.
There it is. Aegis just expired. Yang going through his
There's
twin
the
gates,
smoke.
trying to farm some on the other side. So is
Rubik's trying to
Boboka.
farm him to... Yeah. Oh, God. This is scary. You just show up to the base. They're not even there. They're all trying to get their neutrals. Undying finally gets his. What's he going to take? He'll take the Book of the Dead. He's the only one to have the tier 5. Toss back. They caught Monet. But Global Silence was used. Ball Lightning, the Hex hits. This is Tiny in a little bit of trouble. Might even just die in a situation like this. They've got the Tombstone down. BKB's going to be popped by Shiro. He goes into the Harpoon, goes down to the low ground. They get the kill onto the Courier of Monet. But that's it. That's all they got. Globals all over the place to stop the aggression, at least for now. But now, there's no Globals.
Wind Waker coming out from Bach. He was the one who was backpacking it and used it on Tiny. Gave him just enough time to react with the BKB and then get out of the trouble.
Rubik got his
There it is.
bubble.
Oh, it's going to
Ice
hit them, 4 of
Blast.
them. This is it. This is the time
Can
to
they get
go.
the Echo
Go
to
for the
follow this
buildings.
up? They don't even need it. Look at the damage coming in. Monet's barely able even to fight. He's got no health. He's got hit with this Ice Blast. It's going to be a long time before he's able to do anything close. It's probably going to shatter, and
He's
will.
gonna shatter.
And so will Monet. He's got buyback. Fallen Sky drop down onto Boboka to get the kill. That's going to be 3 heroes dead with the buyback being used by 2. They're going for the towers. Both tier 4s are gone. Vortex on multiple heroes, but they need the follow-up damage coming out from this Drow. Unfortunately, in the face of the Drow, in the face of Monet,
Another AA ulti's flying.
damage. Bach eating it right in the face of Monet. Can he even survive? He's looking to get the damage, but no, the save is there. Monet is gone. Yang is dead. They no longer have this Drow, but they've got the Ceaseless Sturge. They'll call GG, and Refuser have been eliminated as Vici move on to the final day of the Chinese regional qualifiers.
Oh man, what a way to close it out. This is what we said. This is how you need to close it out in a situation like this. Why? He hits a 4-man AA ulti.